Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 345 of Bussin with the Boys. Quick little CTA for you. We're doing a new thing called hashtag TierTalk. If you have question, concerns, or comments in general, go to Twitter, put your question or whatever it is, hashtag TierTalk. We will read it off during the episode. If you're showing up here for football right now, you've already missed it. Monday, we do a reaction show. Every day this week, we have different programming for Bussin with the Boys. September 19th, we're doing a live show at the Rococo Theater in Lincoln, Nebraska. September 20th, before Bussin Bowl, we are going to do an entire tailgate. Boys have fantasy teams. We talk about fantasy teams, what we're doing, what the punishment's going to be for whoever gets last in the league. We also, what else do we have going on here? First trip at ESPN, we talk about all that. Also, if you want to see how that whole thing went down, we have a vlog as well. Now, do me a favor. I know this is really annoying because we say it every single week. Subscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe. It's a huge deal for us. It helps us so much, and it literally is, you'll hear about Mitch Carsley's goals as we get into how this year is going to unfold. This is one of our big goals for this year, is jumping that number up in a big way. My name is Lewan. Soon to be with me is Will Compton. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Let's enjoy the show.
All right, we're good.
Be like, Bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. We are your hosts, Willie C. and Taylor Lewan. If you are new here, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and following us on all social media platforms at Bussin' WTB. Also, if you're listening to us on audio, Spotify, Apple, Google, all the other ones out there, make sure you are following the brand. This episode is brought to you by the one and only our presenting sponsor, the FanDuel Sportsbook, the number one
Thank you, FanDuel.
sportsbook in America. Boys, every Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. Now, to get in on this Thursday action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game between the Commanders and the Packers. And if your player scores the first or the last touchdown of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of the bonus bets. That's $2 million. Just visit FanDuel.com/bussin to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/bussin for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. And make sure you tune in every week to catch Thursday Night Football with the boys, because we are streaming on our Bussin' with the Boys YouTube channel every Thursday. And shout out everybody who showed up to the stream. We got a lot of new things that are happening in the Bussin' with the Boys universe. If this is your first time this week tuning in to Bussin' with the Boys, we did a football weekend reaction show yesterday where we talk college football, we talk NFL football, all the big headlines coming out of the weekend. All of our football talk will be in Monday's episode. Greg Olson tuned in. We are following his youth football team all season long. We also talk a lot of NFL games with Greg Olson, but we got that rolling out on Mondays. You got Bussin' with the Boys, our regular programming on Tuesdays. You just won't get as much of the football talk that we usually do on this Tuesday episode. That's on yesterday's episode. Wednesdays, we have For the Dads that drops, and the Locker Room, our college football locker room with Josh Pate and Pate State, that drops Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Then on Thursdays, you got the NFL Locker Room with the boys, Delaney Walker and Clay Matthews, talking all NFL. That drops at 6 a.m. on Thursday. You got Bussin' Streams with our Thursday Night Football game Thursday night. You can see the boys on Get Up on ESPN Thursday morning. And then on Fridays, to round out the week, you got Inside the Bus with the boys on the back of the bus. That drops every Friday at 6 a.m. But a lot going on in the Bussin' universe. That is how we are tackling our weeks. And if you didn't see us on social media yesterday, we want to engage with the fans a lot more. So if you use the hashtag TierTalk, whether it's football questions, life questions, The life questions will be more on this episode, the Tuesday episode, but just use hashtag TierTalk on social media. That's how we see it. We will feature you on the show by putting up your X post, wherever it is. Could be in the comment section, whatever the case is. We will be doing, that is how our TierTalk is going to roll now. Also on this episode, our interview, a massive interview. This is an incredible conversation with Ndamukong Suh. I know the dicks are hard right now in Nebraska with Suh rolling out, but overall, Detroit, Miami, his stint at LA,
Rams.
business talk, everything. We get into some of his controversial calls throughout his career.
Controversial things that might have may or may not happen.
Yeah.
I'll
You
say
two were
this about
best
this
friends in
episode.
college.
This is the most in-depth he's ever gone about his controversial calls that I've personally seen anywhere else on the internet.
Yeah, agreed. It's an awesome interview, but thank you for tuning in to Bussin with the Boys. I mean, where do we even start? There is a big, just stepping outside the football world, there is a big fight happening on Saturday night on Netflix. We might as well just promo that, because you got Terrence Crawford, born and raised Omaha, Nebraska, led the Huskers out against the Colorado Buffalo last year at Memorial
We know how
Stadium.
that game turned out.
He's taken on Canelo. 2 champions, 1 legacy. Canelo and Crawford are facing off for the first time in their Hall of Fame boxing careers. You got Canelo Alvarez that holds all the major belts in the super middleweight. Biggest earner per fight, around $100 million per fight. The most followed Mexican athlete in the game. Versus Terrence Crawford, I already said it, born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. One of only 3 male boxers in history to be undisputed champion in 2 divisions, 41 wins, no losses, no draws across 4 weight divisions. 76% of his wins are by KO and champion in 3 different divisions. Canelo has not only his legacy at stake, but also the weight of his entire country to come out on top. And Crawford is just looking to round out an undefeated career and walk away as the greatest of his era. Canelo, greatest of his era. That is what is on the line. Who are we taking? The fight is accessible globally and included as part of your Netflix subscription. This is not a pay-per-view fight. If you have Netflix, you can watch this fight live. Watch Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford Saturday, September 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Netflix. Who do we got in this fight, fellas? You know, for me, this is biased. This is Nebraska boy.
Yeah.
This is Terrence Crawford.
I'm going Canelo. A lot of you people don't know this about me, but my family hails from Jalisco, Mexico. I'm actually
Okay.
36% Mexican. So I got to sit behind my brother from south of the border. I'm going to go Canelo in this one.
Dude, this is a big fight. Crawford comes out on top here. Canelo, the legacy that this man has is second to none. Obviously, people argue you wish him and Mayweather would have fought in their primes. He did have Pacquiao earlier in his career, but Canelo is an absolute monster. I love that
Stud.
this fight's happening. I wish it would have happened sooner, but nonetheless, we are getting it. And your boy's right.
But it bears the question, who's the greatest of all time? And obviously in our lanes that we sit in is football. So why not have a quick conversation, which we kind of did in pre-production before, is like, who is the GOAT coach of all time? You can go college, you can go NFL, you can go a mix of both. I know Mitch, we were sitting there, he was beating down the table. Urban Meyer, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT.
You think Urban Meyer's the GOAT?
He won one at Florida, he won one at Ohio State. I got to have him, that's my guy.
Believe it or not, I would not go with Urban Meyer. I would actually go with Joe Paterno.
Okay. Too interesting. All right. That's not where I thought you were going to go with it. You would go Joe Paterno.
All-time winningest coach in ever. I think when it comes to college football.
Listen, I know.
across both.
There's-
Sherm, you
there-
gotta go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Sherm, like while this is happening, you got to bring up Joe Paterno, you got to bring up Nick Saban, Vince Lombardi, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Tom Osborne. What about Michigan? Who's the most winning?
Jim Harbaugh, Bo Schembechler,
Schembechler, yeah.
Lloyd Carr's another one you can put in
Lloyd
there.
Carr.
Came in after Bo Schembechler.
Woody Hayes
Woody Hayes, solid guy.
Bear Bryant.
punched a player.
That's all right. Sometimes you got to get a little gritty up in there.
We got to figure this answer out.
And I'll say this. I know a lot of people are beating down the door right now saying it's Bill Belichick, it's Bill Belichick, it's Bill Belichick. I have a problem with the legacy of Bill Belichick right now. I don't want to come off as a hater, but like this whole thing that's happening in UNC right now, it just doesn't feel like Bill Belichick.
And just life outside of Tom
Right.
Brady.
Exactly.
Like you look at
Tom
Andy
Brady
Reid,
leaves, and it's like, yeah, what is Bill Belichick without Tom Brady? Because we know what Tom Brady is without Bill Belichick, but we don't. We found out that like, hey, can Bill really win? And then you were just about to bring it up. Who is personally, I believe, my GOAT, Andy Reid, who wins a Super Bowl with Philadelphia, wins a couple of Super Bowls with Kansas City. It's like, how is he not talked about more of being the GOAT when it comes to Super Bowls, NFL, the whole thing?
Yeah, people are screaming and forgetting to wipe their ass because they're like, Will, you're such a hater on the Chiefs, but that is I think that's my go-to right now.
I'm with you on that one.
Is
buddy.
Andy Reid.
And Vince Lombardi, I get it. Yeah, like he is, the trophy's named after him for a reason. But like, forward pass is now involved.
What about Pop Warner?
Pop Warner?
He's on the list. Number 4.
He's on the list.
There's literally a whole age group of football named after him.
Wow.
But
yeah, maybe the best coach you never heard of. Maybe the best coach you were confused about when you sat on a bus and some guy said, "What about Pop Warner?" and you immediately thought middle school. maybe I'm that guy.
Oh, the one thing I'll say about Andy Reid is I loved when Gruden was on the bus and just talking about the rivalry they had with Andy Reid and how much he was like, I got to be better than this guy. This guy's good. And that if John Gruden is sitting there saying, I think Andy Reid's the best one out there, hands down, that's my answer.
You got to do like ask ChatGPT to do side by side comparisons of Nick Saban's resume, Andy Reid's resume, Vince Lombardi.
It's going to be tough because it's college and NFL.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I saw some stats of Nick Saban on TikTok the other day. Since there has been more people that walked on the moon than Nick Saban had losses, I think, from 2014 to 2024.
That is an insane stat. Great stat. Also, hey, we can't forget about Jim Harbaugh. If he goes and wins one with the Chargers, like he might be one of the greatest to ever do it.
Look at Andy Reid here. Playoff record, Andy Reid is 26-16. Saban bowl games 19-12. Regular seasons overall record, you got 258 and 144, and one for Andy Reid, 297 and 71 for Nick Saban. Excuse me. Championships, you got three-time Super Bowl champion Andy Reid, 2 different teams, right?
Yep.
No, I think he won. I don't think the Eagles. He won one with the Eagles.
Doug Peterson won with the Eagles, not Andy Reid.
Andy Reid
He
didn't win
made
with
it
the
to the
Eagles.
NFC Championship a couple times.
He went to like 3 NFC championships in a row and then lost.
Does that
Lost the
pull
Super
Andy
Bowl.
Reid from our list now?
He lost the Super Bowl.
He lo-
7-time national
he lost to
champion, Nick Saban. Conference titles. You got Andy Reid, who's a 6-time NFC champion, 6-time AFC champion.
That's nice.
That's 12 total conference titles, and Saban has 10
Only
SEC
10?
titles.
Only 10.
Only 10?
Man,
I think I'm.
My argument for Saban,
these are the 2 best in my opinion.
my argument for Saban is this. When Andy Reid gets players, they're already developed, coached up NFL professionals. Nick Saban creates professional football players. So to me, if you're going off of greatest coach,
You
His
still
coaching-
get littered with
Yeah,
all the talent
you're in
down
the
there.
South,
for sure.
Alabama,
But as
you
far as
got all, like,
development,
but
yeah.
development,
you're getting all the 5 stars. Well, you want to talk about development, then we can go back to Jim Harbaugh. He gets 3-star guys.
I love Jim Harbaugh. That's a good answer. He has the highest win percentage right now in the NFL. I think it's 75% is what it is. So
75% winner.
it might be 74.9. Don't quote me.
Hey, Harbaugh by the end of his carear absolutely could be in that conversation. I think he's a hell of a coach.
He's got to get one.
Because
He's got to get one.
He'd be the first one to. Oh wait, no, that is Why am I blowing this right now? No, Jimmy Johnson,
And Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll,
Super Bowl
yeah,
and
Super
national
Bowl and national
That's
championship.
right. Yeah, so I'm talking out of my ass saying the first one. Like
Because
he's
Jimmy
the third.
Johnson was nice. He ended up just retiring. He just wants to go. He just wants to be in Florida on his boat.
Just wanted to dip.
What impresses me the most about Harbaugh is what he did at Stanford, because that's a program that a lot of people back in the day were like, in modern era, you will never, with the expectations they have for their players academically, the type of players they're bringing in, you can never bring championship football to Stanford. And he did just that. He obviously has other accolades, but that's the most impressive to me. Their entire football program since then, and they're kind of down the dumps right now, was due to Harbaugh.
I mean, buddy, you don't got to talk about the academic standard to me. When I was at Chaparral High School, Harbaugh and Stanford came to my school. Were like, "Hey, we love what you do," and they saw my transcript. They laughed. They laughed and said, "There's no way you're getting in." There's no way you're getting into Stanford. They don't budge when it comes. Michigan's a top 15 public school in the world.
Yeah.
They were like, we'll figure a couple things out for you. They got my ACT score was like a 29, but like Stanford was like, you're not getting in with that GPA, brother.
Was your ACT a 29?
Oh yeah.
That's a strong ACT.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
very
you. I
impressive.
appreciate it. You know, lull them to sleep. Lull them
It's
to
out of
sleep
what-
with the
it's out of-
GPA. Strike them with the ACT.
It's out of what, 36,
Strike 'em.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 36. That's strong.
Thanks, brother.
That makes no sense.
Well, I am an anomaly. I am a 1%er, so it is all good.
He said sleeping with the GPA.
Strike them with the ACT.
I love that.
Yeah, lull them to sleep. Key to happiness in life is low expectations. So I think I'm going to put my foot in the ground just for this conversation right now. I'm going to say Andy Reid.
Yeah, I think NFL. NFL is the hardest championship to win.
I'm going to go Nick Saban.
Oh,
In sports?
clump with Nick Saban.
I love Nick Saban.
The thing with college, though, is like if you have a dominant team, which Bama had, there's only a few teams that might be challenging you for that national title. The NFL, like it's
an 8-8 league.
it's any given Sunday.
Right.
Margin of error in the NFL, like the majority of games is one possession or less. Everybody's got dogs.
You're not seeing 70-3 games in the NFL.
That's why when you think about the dynasties,
Miami Broncos last year.
Okay, once in a
There's one.
There you go.
Hey, listen, I know.
That's one
There's an
season.
ACT coming in, bro.
Yeah.
That's one
People
a
think it's
season.
CTA, wrong acronym.
That's one a season, but like just this past weekend there were 4 games that was 68-3 or some shit like that.
Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. I just want to put in my little.
I love
ball
Andy
knowing
Reid,
knowledge.
obviously, but it goes to the Bill Belichick argument. He did not win a Super Bowl after Brady left. Andy Reid has not won a Super Bowl without Patrick Mahomes. So to me, that's like the thing.
yeah, but yeah. I feel you, but he was still a conference champion with the Eagles.
A lot. They're good. They're great. Just
Uh,
couldn't get it done.
Sure. Who's your all-time
T.O.
coach?
doesn't break his foot.
I think I would have to go with. I love Nick Saban, but I think I would have to go with Andy Reid just because of how long he's been doing it across the board in the NFL. I don't think that's ever been matched, and to see him doing it in 2 different conferences is crazy. To see him doing it in some really hard places historically before he got there, to win championships, I don't know. I think he's probably one of the best, if not the best, all time.
You just think about the dynasties of the Patriots and the Chiefs. It's like how just rare and incredible it is that we get to witness that. Like the college, like Bama was sitting there dominating the whole time. It's not. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment for Coach Saban in the Alabama like organization. But I feel like you come across more dominant, like somebody who has like just a dominant era in college football than you do the NFL.
I'm fine with that. One thing though, love you, Mitch, but we can all agree it's not Joe Paterno, right? We cannot.
Yeah, we can
cannot-
all agree.
Joe
It's not Joe
Paterno.
Paterno.
Just going. Yeah, he has the most wins of all time, so that's what I was going off of.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things in
yeah.
that closet.
He's got a lot of things going on. He's dead now. Stream recap.
Yeah.
Listen, we already talked about it a little bit at the beginning of this intro. Will Compton said it very poetically, but the stream has been very successful from Bussin with the Boys standards. We really appreciate everybody joining in, being a part of the chat. We will be doing that every single Thursday night football during the NFL season. Aside from your Thanksgiving and your Christmas, boys, listen, we got families. We're not going to be doing that, put our families in the position. Saturdays, periodically, I believe the next game we're going to stream is going to be Oregon at Penn State for a whiteout game. That's exciting. ESPN. We did our first get up at ESPN last week. And if I was to sit there and tell you we were calm, cool, collected the entire time, no would be the answer because we were shitting ourselves up until, 5 minutes after it started. I think 5 minutes in is when I thought to myself, oh, we're going to be okay. This is going to be fun time. They're allowing us to be us. Like, this is a good deal.
Yeah, a lot of pre-pro nerves.
Yeah, a lot of pre-pro nerves. Sherm, would love it if you went back to the thing as well.
When you're sitting in there with Greeny on that pre-production meeting, he's like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And I was just thinking, like, Dan probably has something.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when they were first off, ESPN sends a run of show to Will. I get a text. I was on the phone with one of the producers, get done with him, and they're like, all right, we'll email you something. I'm like, okay. Goes over a bunch of games that I'm like, I really got to read up on a bunch of these games. And I get a text from Will that says, buddy.
Like 16 hours before kickoff.
16 hours before kickoff, like we didn't prepare for a game. I call him and I go, what's up, man? He goes, did you see what we have to talk about? I was like, no, I just talked to your producer. It seemed like it was all right. He's like, buddy. Double down on the buddy. Forwards me the email of all the games we're going to talk about. I'm like, oh my God.
Like 60 questions.
We might be in hell. We might be in over our boots a little bit.
Yeah.
And to this moment, I still have not gotten the rundown from ESPN. I would not have gotten it if it wasn't for Will forwarding it to me. So
better operation. We'll get it. We'll get it. Great. That's week one football. Week one football.
And there's a lot of things we could have done better at. I'll say this. Had an absolute blast.
Dude, it was.
It was so much fun. And it was fun because it wasn't like, hey, be Dan Orlovsky or be these other types of personalities. They're like, hey, here's an area for you just to be yourselves. And so we got a little football talking, but a lot of jokes, a lot of fun times. Will made a comment about Myles Garrett's dick on national television.
Give me the hammer in the grave.
Hammer in the grave. He said, I'm not taking the hammer in the graves. I'm actually going to take Trey Hendrickson instead as far as more sacks go. Fun time. It's going to be a great time all year. Another thing that's going to be a great time all year is our fantasy football league. We have 8 teams of 2 individuals. I'll just speak for myself and myself only. Clump, I played your team last week.
Yes, you did.
And what did we do?
You crushed us.
Beat the shit out of you guys. No disrespect. But me and Coop Comstock were the only team with the logo. We're the RYA Shockers, here to shock the world. And we started our season 1-0. Comp?
We're in a barn burner right now.
Oh, it comes down tonight.
Yeah, me and shout out Derek. We have DeAndre Swift.
That's
tonight.
it.
Yeah, and then you guys have
We got TJ Hawkinson and DJ Moore.
And we're up by like 7 or 8
Yeah,
points.
from this heroic ending with Josh Allen, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, we got Mitch. Could we be the highest scorer in the league this week? And it's like, okay, we're sitting there with Hawkinson and DJ Moore. But yeah, right now Mitch's squad's up because Josh Allen late in the game.
That was with Xavier Worthy getting hurt on first play of the game.
You see some of those things early and you're just like, oh my God.
I know, bro.
Quick shout out to FanDuel, dude. I had a little parlay put in for that Friday night game in Brazil, Chargers Chiefs, and Xavier Worthy, I think it was over catches or something in part of my parlay. He gets hurt the first series of the game, and I'm like, my parlay's fucking dead. Turns out FanDuel, if somebody gets hurt during a game, there's some sort of void that takes place. I know I'm not doing the fine print as correctly as I should. However, big dub, still lost the parlay, but knowing it was still alive after the first series is a great feeling.
Because he got like a parlay insurance or something?
Yeah, Bet Protect it's called.
It's
Bet Protect.
If your player gets hurt in the first quarter and he's like the only leg that doesn't hit, then I believe if like the bet still hits and he's the only one that doesn't, you get your winnings in bonus bets.
Love it.
And I think if your player just gets hurt at all, I think you just get whatever you like put down, you get that back.
So last thing on the fantasy, unless anybody has anything else to jump in on, the loser, whoever gets the worst in the league, will have to do a 24-hour stream with their teammate. That is what will have to happen. My hope is that JP and Clay Matthews get last, because I'd love to see JP and Clay Matthews for 24 hours in a stream. No disrespect to the two of them. I just think that dynamic will be hilarious. Second best to me, this is essentially 1B, Will Compton and Matt Malone.
I think that one's the best.
That's everything and more. That actually might be my new 1A, just saying it out loud. Because Will's reaction when he got Matt Malone tells me everything I need to know about the team dynamic in there. The culture of that room is a little tough right now.
We're smooth sailing right now. We've had some late night
down by 7
conversations.
Yeah. Matt was talking about you. He was like Friday night. You're talking about getting Quinn Johnson from the Chargers Friday night off of waivers, and Matt's hammered at a bar trying to keep up with the conversation.
You got to talk to Matt though, because he seems like he came up to me. He's like, "Damn, like your team is beating my team. It's not our team.
We got to change the name because right now it's like Team Malone.
It's like Malone's Magnificent Team or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yours is magnificent. Yeah. Yours is Magnificent Mitch
or Mitch's Magnificent Team. Yeah, but Matt's.
Yours is all about you too.
I'm not saying my team. I'm saying me and like Derek and I's team.
Mitch's
team.
Magnificent team.
I just got to change the team name.
Did the fantasy league, did they make it?
They assigned it. Trust me. I would not have made it Mitch's Magnificent Team. I'll tell you that.
We'll have to look into that because that's a little crazy. You're trying to throw shade at Malone, but you guys have the same exact thing.
It's auto-generated.
Matt, he's good for comments like that. Like that's Matt. You gotta love him. Yeah, you gotta love him as is.
Have to love him. It's like a son. Like you're gonna like him. You gotta love him.
Yeah,
no doubt. October 9th, as far as just doing a little housekeeping stuff. October 9th, we're doing a Titans watch party. Where's that going to be at? October 5th. October 5th. We're
Brooklyn
doing
Bowl.
The Brooklyn Bowl for the Tennessee Titans. 0-1 right now, but there's a lot of football left ahead of us. Also, Bussin with the Boys live show at the Rococo Theater. You can go to bwtb.com, get the merch, get the stuff, but you can also get tickets to that live show along with the tailgate that is taking place before the third annual Bussin Bowl. Shirt that Will Compton's holding up right now.
Yes,
Bussin Bowl merch.
For this Bussin Bowl. Bussin Bowl in the front. Awesome design on the
Both
back.
teams on there. If you watch,
got one if you just want it fully frontal. You want to stay naked in front of your mirror and rock this?
yeah,
That's a good piece.
had that
Good
little
piece of
mushroom
art
just
to have.
kind of tipping right over the shirt because they're a little long. Have it just the tip of that boy going, hello, I'm here. So 9/19, Will Compton's birthday is the live show. 9/20, we will be doing a tailgate. A lot of people have already RSVP'd for that. That's very exciting. Bussin Bowl merch, Will just showed you. It's going to be a hell of a year. If you're wondering, hey, is Taylor worried? Is he nervous about the Bussin Bowl after Michigan's, we'll just call it upsetting defeat against the Oklahoma Sooners? You go back to Monday's episode and watch that. We address everything in that situation.
Yeah, and again, we tapped in with our partners at FanDuel. Michigan favored at Nebraska, still -3.5. If they were to play at a neutral site, Michigan would be favored by 6.5. The over-under on that right now, as it stands, 45.5 points. Listen, I got a text earlier with the video of the halftime speech of Coach Rule against Akron. I'm talking, buddy, get your piss hot.
I'm talking, buddy, stick with me here.
Yeah.
Buddy, listen to me. Buddy, look at me. Buddy, they might be on to something. What did you tell me?
I was going to say he took some motivation from your hype video, maybe.
Yeah, he shot me a personal text talking about it was a banger. Hype videos are back in Memorial. They're going to be spots this year. That's not every home game. There's a lot on the boys' plate. Sherman, you did an incredible job putting that together. But there will be 4 or 5 games that I'm doing it. But the hype videos are back, and I know.
And they got you juiced up for Akron, huh? They thought, we need Compton. He's only doing a handful of these ones. His time is... He doesn't have a whole lot of time in his hands. Let's make sure that he gets Akron out there.
You got to kick off the home opener. You know what I mean? We're back in Memorial Stadium, and look at the result of the game. I'm not saying it's my hype video, but played a very small part.
Right. But a part nonetheless.
Yeah.
Question is, Nebraska Cornhuskers win the national championship. Does Will Compton get a ring? If you're playing a small part.
I think without a doubt I'll be getting a ring.
I'm
not even going to sit here and plead for it. I'm thinking I am entitled to a national championship. I am, in my brain, I am on the team.
If the Nebraska Cornhuskers win the national championship, you are entitled to a ring. They do not send you a ring. They don't even contact you by a ring. How are you handling that?
I don't even have to think about it, because if we win the Natty, number one, I'm going to be there, but everybody's going to be like, hey, you coming to the parade, or we got to get you here, we got to get you there, and it's like whatever you guys need from me.
Would they let you suit out for the Natty? You think they would let you suit out?
Just suit up?
Yeah.
Just wear the pads and stuff, be on the sideline?
Yeah.
I'm sure if I asked.
Yeah.
Might have to do it.
You can literally do whatever you want.
He could do whatever he wants.
Great relationship with the Huskers. You guys see the light show in the fourth quarter? Well, I don't know what's funny about that. That shit is incredible.
Did they put 5-1 out there?
They didn't put 5-1, but they kind of showed the pick from the week before against Cincinnati. Him going up to get it. They got the black shirt logo. They got a lot of cool shit going on.
I thought you were about to say they showed the pick from your Georgia game.
From the holiday. I thought you were gonna say the Holiday Bowl too.
So we're doing a new thing on Bussin with the Boys. If you haven't seen it or heard it, I'm gonna tell you now as you're listening with your ears or watching with your eye. What you got?
I was gonna say you should shout out this is our tier 1. This is our guy. We got to shout him out.
Caleb Ingram
for the first one.
Caleb
Ingram.
So what I was gonna say before is we're doing TierTalk. So during the football weekend, if there's a question, concern, or a comment you'd like to make that you want the boys to address, use hashtag TierTalk in comments and your own specific tweet. We will find them with the hashtag and we will address all of your questions, comments, or concern. This one comes from Caleb Ingram. Tier 1. Says the boys are crushing it right now. What's next? Outside of keeping the pod rolling, what's the next big goal that's going to really move the needle for y'all? Hashtag TierTalk. Will.
Couldn't tell you.
No idea.
Couldn't tell you.
I think one thing that makes this show successful is we really don't know what we're doing. I think that's like one of the more beauties. We can have the meetings, we can do the brainstorms, we can get on the whiteboard all we want. At the end of the day, opportunities come, opportunities go. It depends on what door we decide to open. And to be clear, I like the doors we've opened so far.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the doors we've been opening so far.
No notes. It's more of like you get hit up for opportunities and we're just thinking like, they think we can do that? Get up, ESPN being one. It's like, oh, they think we can be on
a
TV?
part of that?
Yeah, like that would be sick.
Let's go
we get
fail
to
at
go
that.
we get to go every Thursday?
Yeah. Like
Let's
literally,
go
Bussin'
see.
with the Boys is just a failure. We're just failures. We just continue to fail forward.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
Put them to sleep with the GPA.
And then you come over the top with the ACT.
Come on.
And then sprinkle in some CT.
We're on our first professional conversation with ESPN and we're just asked, do we have to wear anything in particular?
Yeah.
And they're just like, wear whatever you
One
want.
of the head execs from ESPN heard that I was asking about, is there a dress code? He texted me, no context, assless chaps. so gotta say, right now I'm feeling pretty good about the partnership with ESPN right now. I will be wearing True Classic every single week except for next week. If you guys want to see what I'm going to wear next week, I'm sure Will Compton will be wearing something matching. You will see it that Thursday. But this Thursday, the uniform you see in front of you is the uniform you're probably going to get.
Caleb, for the people, for the boys in the back, our goal is to get to 750,000 subscribers.
Say, hang on.
So 750,000 subscribers.
I'm a lawnmower right now. The old gas is in it from last year.
It's all good. Yeah,
Puttering,
Dave
spinning
Lewan
a little
took the
bit.
choke on you. He cut off the gas line. It wasn't working too hot right there. Your goal for the end of this year
For the end of this year
is to get 100,000 more subscribers, and we have a 750,000 total.
I think we need 90.
I'm pretty sure
we're almost at 660.
Okay, so we need 90. So for
I wanna
Mitch
see
Carsley
seven
to be
figures.
happy with Bussin's productivity this year, we need to get 90,000 subscribers between now, September 8th, to January 1st. That's what I'm hearing?
No, I'm just saying that's not for the year. I'm just saying for the next goal, like we're gonna keep moving
Like
the
getting
goalposts.
the 750, getting the 750,000 subscribers.
Okay,
on
and then the
YouTube.
goal after that will be
1 million.
$1 million. What's the goal after that?
We made it.
1.2. Oh, that's it. After that, you shut it down. You get $1 million, you get the cool gold plate
A
of the
million,
YouTube.
like $1 million. We get a gold plaque up there.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, it'd be a massive moment when we get that, because eventually, like, it might take 10 years, it might take 3 years, it might take 1 year. Eventually, we will have 1 million subscribers, and when that day comes, it's going to be one of the coolest feelings in the entire world.
It's going to be so.
We got to figure out a way to get one of those plaques for everybody. So, well, one for you and me at least. But like, we gotta. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. But getting that having that plaque, like, it would be unbelievable.
A milli party? A milli party?
Millie party, I think so. Maybe a stream when we get to 990. We sit in a stream. We don't come out until we're at 1 million.
It's a good idea.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
Some
We should
social
have
network.
callers.
Yeah.
We should have callers on the stream.
Callers,
calling people, make sure you
hotlines,
subscribe, make sure you
hotlines.
subscribe.
Right. Absolutely.
Right, where I get, like, I'm curious too, like what the audience thinks, because we have a lot of content that comes out like on our social channels or on our YouTube. Like, part of me is like, do we separate and put the locker room on its own channel? Just because we have so much content that comes out. It's like, I don't know if some stuff gets lost in the sauce.
And if you're on the homepage of YouTube, you have to scroll quite a ways to get to the locker room. Like, there's a lot of extra bells and whistles.
What I always do is I just hit videos and then you just go to the recent videos. But we got, our long form clips that come out. Yeah, there's a playlist for the locker rooms. But it's like with our football reaction show, it's like that'll be on Monday, then Bussin' on Tuesday. Wednesday's the locker room college football. Thursday is NFL's locker room. Friday is Inside the Bus. Friday's Inside the Bus.
And you're missing your baby for the dads. It comes at 6 a.m.
That's
on
on
Wednesdays.
that's on its own channel now. I'm talking more about the YouTube with all the stuff that kind of comes out on there. I just get curious, like what it does with the algorithms. If the audience sees it, if they're like, "Oh, damn, I didn't know that they were doing this. I didn't know if they were doing that." We do vlogs. You got bus scenes. You got under the hood. We got our quick vlogs. Like we just dropped the vlog of just our day at ESPN. It's like we have all that stuff coming out.
So
the
much
long
stuff
form
happening.
content that you take from the episodes. We got a lot of shit that comes out.
We're having fun.
We are. We're having a great time.
That is one thing we're doing, boys, is we're having a good fucking time, and it's only week 2. It can only go up from here. Or go way down. Who knows? Actually, there's a lot of ways it could go. But I'm having fun right now.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool.
Speaking about having fun, I'm going to just take a little selfish time real quick.
Oh, yeah.
It has been 3 years since you guys hired me, so I wanted to say thank you.
Today.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah, let's go,
Wow,
man.
Mitch.
Yeah,
That's not selfish at all. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I have like pictures and stuff. Like, so 3 years ago today, Will, is when you called me and you texted me. This is Will Compton for picture for reference. But yeah.
Oh, with the
LinkedIn thing. But yeah, so
LinkedIn
it's been 3 years, best 3 years of my life. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of this and bringing me on. Can't thank you guys enough.
All right, one more from Mitch, dude.
I have a question, Mitch. If you can take the podium, where would you rank this for best decisions of your life?
Coming to be Bussin?
Yeah, Bussin.
Probably number 1.
What's number 2?
Probably moving to Charlotte.
What's number 3?
Is that the answer?
Oh, yeah.
Probably going to my buddy's apartment that one day so I could meet my girlfriend in the elevator.
Oh!
What's number 4 though?
Susquehanna?
Susquehanna for sure.
5. Here's what I'm trying to get at. The yearly caroling. Making the decision to keep that dream alive every single year.
Oh,
With your boys, man.
Your boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening every year.
Hey, listen, it's a choice every year.
What excites me is you have so much life to live. Like, you haven't gotten married, you don't have kids. Like, these moments that'll just,
Yeah, eventually,
be at the
like
top.
your decision or your getting Bussin with the Boys job will be
I don't know
4 or
about
5. Buddy, getting married is going to be 1. If you pick the right person, having your first kid, but you have your first kid.
But like best decision,
It's a fucking
it's
game
not.
changer.
It's not like greatest things in your greatest days of your life, but like best decision, definitely like it would probably be moving to Charlotte to get to NASCAR to then have that on my resume to then get this job. Like that's a great decision on my part.
There is a tier talk here that would be great since we're talking about Mitch and his girlfriend. This comes from Chris C. Kriegs 88. Tier talk. Boys help settle a debate I had with friends last night. On a first date, if your date rips a fart at any point, is it over then? Question mark.
It's all about the context in which the fart is brought out. If you're having a good time, you're laughing. Maybe she goes into a big laugh, has a toot come out. I think that adds. It's like, oh, this one's all right by me. I kind of mess with that. Now, if she's being a bit of a B word, and then she like sneezes and a fart comes, then we're done. All right, you can't control yourself and you're being a B. We got to get out of here. Those are my first initial thoughts. Not doing a lot into it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd never like be like, oh, this is over now. However, if somebody ripped a fart on the first date, like I'd be a little.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Oh shit, we're already there.
Yeah.
And
You
that
of
would
all people,
Yeah.
You of
exactly,
all people look at the fart that way?
Exactly. Yes. Listen, double standard. Double standard.
right? Man's world.
Yeah.
Will
But
Compton.
you're not doing
Will
that.
still lives in the 50s and 60s.
You're not doing that on a first date with a girl though. You're not gonna be like, hey, listen to this.
No, I'm not. I didn't get comfortable ripping a fart until really I was like married with Charo. But all my boys, it's like, everybody's got the Will doesn't fart in front of you type of thing.
Fair. I think it's all about context when it comes to the toot.
Like, to me, I never want to believe that girls poop.
Still don't.
Yeah.
And with that, we're done.
Well, there's a couple more tier talks here. We got one from Aaron Arana. It's Aaron_Arana. They say, not sure. What are your top 5 non-negotiable health habits or biohacks that the lay person should implement into their daily lives? #TierTalk.
Off the top of my head, you gotta find a coffee shop that have great iced lattes. You gotta have at least one evening a night to where you're gooning and playing video games with the boys. What else? Taylor, fill out the rest.
I think if you need to
Stay hydrated. Liquid IV.
Liquid IV. I think if you don't need to, but maybe it would help if you're having maybe a writer's block or a creativity block, get high. Have a couple hoots.
Yeah.
Just a little just a touch banged up. Right? Hey, I don't know. I'm feeling I'm in a bit of a fog right now. Go ahead and sit with yourself for a little bit. Change a couple channels. Get after it. Sit down there. The weather's starting to break right now. It's beautiful. We got packages being delivered. I think those are for the soul.
Yeah. Make sure you get a hotel room at least once a month to just have time with yourself and tug it out a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Nothing better than a hotel beat.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
A hotel beat.
Nothing better than hotel beat. But as far as like the biohacking things that like are actually gonna help you can't beat sleep, can't beat water. And then if you get a chance every morning, get out, put your feet on the ground. Get yourself a little grounding. Some direct sunlight. I think those three things it's going to charge up your day. Having a morning routine sets the tone for the entire day. Hell, sometimes the week.
Strength training.
Yeah.
Moving some weight.
Tell
Back stretches.
Back stretches. Yeah, for myself, that's a non-negotiable right now. But yeah, what is it? Get some sunlight. I'll tell you what, a little fun fact about, I've already said you get a hotel room once a month just to get a time. Sherm's back there going, tell him to tug it. We knocked that one out. Fun fact about sleep is your stages of sleep to go through an entire cycle. It's takes 90 minutes. So one cycle, let me get this right here, times 5 a night. What's that number?
One cycle times 5 a night. That's 90 times 5.
Yep.
That's 45. So that'd be 450 minutes.
Yeah. So 7.5 hours of sleep. You can get 7.5 hours of sleep.
ACT donk.
7 days a week. That's a winner right there. You think of it. I was reading this book. I read it when I was on the Titans. The book is called Sleep. But instead of like everybody gets very, their anxiety will pick up if they don't hit whatever their expectations are in like a 1 day cycle, zooming out and making it more like a week cycle. So in cycles of sleep, like I said, one cycle is a full 90 minutes. If you think of it in terms of I need to hit 35 cycles a week with sleep. So that way there might be a night to where you have only 6 hours. There might need to be another day where you sleep in, you get 9 hours, but 35 cycles of sleep in a week. If we're just going off of sleep, because sleep is the big dog.
It's a big
sleep,
dog.
Hydration. What is it with our boy Brecca? Some hydration, some sunlight, step on the grass.
Like superhuman protocol.
Laugh a little bit.
Laugh. Have a joke or two.
Decide today's going to be a great day.
Right. Look in the mirror at night and say, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen to me tomorrow.
No bad days.
What's that?
No bad days.
No bad days.
No bad days.
No bad days.
That's 8 right there.
That's 8.
That's it. You're welcome.
Gratitude at nighttime. When you're saying, hey, you're the man, you're going to knock this out of the park tomorrow, say a couple things you're grateful for.
I'll tell you what, actually, this is a true story. Last night was a full moon, very deep full moon. You walk outside, it almost feels like there's lights on. During full moons, a lot of energy shifts happen. My wife and I took out 3 pieces of paper. What are you giving up? What are you taking in? And what are you grateful for? We wrote those things down and we burned them and threw them in the fireplace.
What are you giving up?
Resetting the energy. None of your fucking business. No, I'm just kidding. None of your fucking business. I'm not giving up nothing, dude. I'm just 10 toes down.
What are you going to do? Therapy.
Yeah.
What are you giving up? None of your fucking business, man.
Yeah. So anyway, it's all about having gratitude. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Matthew Santino at Salty Loads.
Thank you for writing in, Matt.
Thank you at Salty Loads.
I didn't even notice that.
Are empanadas a sneaky elite game day food? Hashtag TierTalk. I don't think there's anything sneaky about empanadas.
What are the empanadas?
Will Compton is one of the empanada. Think of it as a Mexican calzone.
But they're mini, right?
Little mini boys. You have it's a little piece of dough. It's wrapped over. You get your meat, your cheese, your vegetables, those types of things in there. It's a Mexican calzone.
Mini.
Sure.
I like empanadas.
Think of a Hot Pocket, but way better. That's an empanada.
Yeah, I love empanadas. At the farmer's market, they got that little empanada stand.
Yeah, they do.
With a bunch of
Yeah.
variety of them. I like them. I like empanadas. Are they a sneaky good food? Sure. I think
Tailgate food. Sneaky good tailgate.
Ooh.
I think that's a nice surprise. If somebody brings, hey, what are those? You get a Bonter, Missouri boy walk out. Hey, what are those?
And he goes,
Mini
it's an
calzones?
empanada.
Oh, they look
what's an
mini.
empanada? It's like a Mexican calzone. Are they minis?
Yeah.
No, man, they're regular size.
The calzones.
Man, it'd be a lot better if they were minis.
Calzones are like this. That looks smaller. So mini calzones?
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah, it's
Will.
a mini. Yeah, it's
Take
a
a
mini
bite. Have a
calzone.
taste.
Where are you from? Bonter, Missouri. Checks out. Good to meet you,
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah. Dude, fucking Salty Loads is so funny. He got me too. I read it like an idiot.
Should we kick off the interview?
Kick off the interview.
Get in Ndamukong Suh.
It's going to be a hell of a time, boys. One of the more terrifying episodes we've ever done.
Big hugs, tiny kisses. All right, quick break. We interrupt this episode to bring you Canelo versus Crawford. Shout out Netflix. No free shout outs. 2 champions, 1 legacy. The fight that brought the boxing world to its knees because everybody has been waiting for this one. The ultimate marquee opponents, Canelo and Crawford, facing off for the first time in their Hall of Fame boxing careers. Canelo has not only his legacy at stake, but also the weight of his entire country, Mexico, to come out on top. Crawford is looking to take one final swing, possibly at the end of his undefeated career. The winner will walk away as the greatest of their era. The fight is accessible globally and included as part of your Netflix subscription, so there are no expensive pay-per-view fees. Watch Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford Saturday, September 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Netflix.
Big one. Legacy match. We ended up this episode. You good to go, Mitch? Yep. We interrupt this episode to bring you Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond almonds are a super nut that hits you with a little protein punch to keep you going. Available in 20 plus flavors like honey roasted, wasabi and soy sauce, and smokehouse. Also, habanero barbecue. Big fan of that one. Salt and vinegar as well. It's got a lot of flavor in that boy. In the football season, you could win $10,000 grand prize or hundreds of other instant win prizes with Blue Diamond. Visit bwsweeps.com for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Ends November 30th, 2025. Open to U.S. and D.C. 18 plus for rules. Visit bwsweeps.com. Void where prohibited. Blue Diamond Almonds, the official snack of the Big Ten and football fans everywhere. Let's get back to this episode.
If you guys were hard all weekend like I was watching football, then you're going to love this ad read. Rose Sparks, throw one in to have a secret weapon against softness. They are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need that secret weapon. Rose Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller faster. And after Rose Sparks dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. And if prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/bussin to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/bussin for $15 off your first order. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety info.
This show is sponsored by the one, the only Liquid IV. Boys, you feel the summer breaking. It's September right now. You need to do us a favor and soak in the last bits of summer. And you can do that with Liquid IV. The hydration, everything. When you come into our stream room, when you look at our stream room on Thursdays and some Saturdays, you will be able to see the Liquid IV hydration station that takes place there. My personal favorite, every time I have an opportunity, all of them are great, but the one I really enjoy is the Vanilla Orange Dream. I put that thing in. It's like having a small little treat in your water bottle while also getting vitamins and minerals and everything you got. Hey, just one stick of the 16-ounce water hydrates better than water alone. Liquid IV has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Has 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free, and soy-free. Like I said before, savor the last bits of summer with Liquid IV. All you got to do is tear, pour, and then live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at checkout. Once again, I'm going to tell you one more time so we can all hear it with both ears. That's 20% off with your first order with code BUSSIN, BUSSIN, at liquidiv.com.
All right, boys, this interview is brought to us by Bud Light. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL, the NFL Draft. Tied in you with Bud Light partner George Kittle, Bussin' with the Boys, the UFC, Shane Gillis' 2025 tour, and a couple partners include Peyton Manning, Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, and Dustin Poirier. Stock up now on Bud Light. Head to budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We have a very special guest with us today. Somebody that I go way back with.
Boys.
We're like brothers.
Yeah.
Some would say that we are like brothers.
You're just a less tan brother.
Yeah, tan brother. 4th in the Heisman voted, 2009 AP Player of the Year Award, 2009 Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, Bronco Nagurski Award, Chuck Bednarik Award, Consensus All-American, John Outland Trophy, Vince Lombardi Award, NFL Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler.
Appreciate the flowers,
Ndamukong
man.
Suh.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Got you on the bus.
Finally got me on the bus.
Glad to have you
Good
here.
to see you,
Glad to
Taylor.
have you
It's
here.
really only Taylor got me on the bus, boss.
It's true. However,
Yeah,
we got
however
a
had to
I know
happen.
I've been working on you for years.
It has been a bit of a deal, and you guys tweeted back and forth a little bit, right? That's how
We've tweeted, we've texted, we've probably been on a call together, and it's the politest way as a businessman that I know him to be. When he talks about his time, I won't be able to make it out. It's just the nicest way of saying no, and I just think to myself, persevere.
We'll run
be
this back.
resilient.
We'll run
Just
this back.
keep
I
going,
never
and at
told
some
you
point-
no. I said we got to find the right time. Got to be strategic. Find the right place, right location, and you got me to your hometown.
I'm fired up, man. Yes, I am fired up. Where should we? Let's start from the beginning.
Let's do it.
10 pounds coming out in the hospital.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, mom was. I think I was like 10'6" or something like that. So I wasn't a small
Holy.
baby. So it was, I mean, a blessing in disguise in a lot of ways to be born big. But I'm trying to cut weight now, being retired. So I'm down probably like almost 30 pounds.
What are you sitting at right now?
295.
So you play in that 320 range?
Towards the end of my career, yeah, just
Yeah.
have a little other extra girth. But I think in my prime, I was between. It just depends. Like, cause some years I was 295. I really didn't like it. Dealing with double teams with you, like you guys catch that hip, and I was like, nah, I can't do that. So I probably say my sweet spot when I was playing, 305, 310, and then a little later on, like especially when I was in LA, I was a little heavier, 315, and then shit, you guys know. You get late in the season, you start gaining weight.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
Holiday season comes.
Holiday
Yeah.
season. As soon as Thanksgiving rolls around, you can kind of say goodbye to the diet and the routine. It's so hard to keep up.
Yeah.
What kind of things are you doing that maybe someone's listening to right now and be like, I need to lose weight? What is Ndamukong Suh doing to lose weight?
Man, as the older you get, the harder and harder it gets to lose weight. So for me, it's all about nutrition. I mean, my nutrition is actually down the road here in Tennessee. So I talk to him pretty much every single day, just about what I'm eating, what I'm focusing on. Huge on walks. I mean, I walked all around Nashville this morning. Loved every bit of it. Got about almost 4 or 5 miles in. And then still in the weight room, man. Still important to get them weights lifting. I should have came over here. I saw your guys' new set.
You
So,
see it?
but
Bro,
I didn't get no invite. So I
Come on
would
now.
have lifted.
Well, you ain't need this. You ain't fucking working out.
You may not have had enough weights, but I would have managed.
Bro, how's retired life?
I mean, it's good. I get more time with the family, my boys, and that's really the last 2 years I didn't go back because I had opportunities to go back for a couple teams. One of them was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago that we were super close on. I mean, one of my favorite D-line coaches was there, wanted me to come back and play. Really good GM that I enjoyed and have had talked to him over the decades to be able to hopefully go play for the team, but didn't work out. And then last year had a couple options, but just wasn't right. So
Yeah.
What would have made the situation right?
I mean, always the money. I'm always about understanding what it is, but money's not everything. I think that really was being able to be with a situation. I've always wished to have 2 rings, just so my boys don't have to share. I got twin boys that are 4, so that was the ultimate goal, and that's one of the reasons why I went back to Philly. Like, I didn't get paid crazy money to go play in Philly my last year, but we got to the Super Bowl, and I saw that trajectory, and I got to be a part of that success. Like, I was just with Fletch the other day, and like building a relationship with him. You always admire guys from afar, but like building a relationship within 6 months of each other, and now it's a long-lasting relationship. So ultimately, it was about winning a championship. That's what I wanted to do. Money was cool, but I was one of the highest paid players ever. So I've reached that throne plenty of times.
Yeah, I hear you on having the 2 rings. I had 2 girls. I didn't have any boys, so I decided I don't want a Super Bowl at all. I was just going to dip on that. Dude, when you want, like, when I'm at Michigan, I'm watching you in Detroit, and this is when you're a menace. And I mean that as the biggest compliment ever. Like, you're a cat that, like, I'm watching college film on guys I'm going to play against.
Yeah.
And then I'll see a couple clips of you just tormenting offensive linemen, like, well, thank God I'm not there yet, right?
Yeah.
I get to focus. But then as I start to learn about you, I've played against you a few times, always a handful. Will starts talking about you from a business standpoint, how like you're a guy that is always focused on what's next.
Yeah.
When did you realize that, like, football is not going to last forever? Because as Will's reading off all the things and telling the stories about you being at Nebraska.
Yeah.
You could be just any guy that just sits there and be like, I'm going to play football and I'm going to make $100+ million and then dip.
Yeah.
But you want to take a further step. What was the thing for you that changed that?
First and foremost, I'm super ambitious, and I've got mentors. And really, one of my main mentors I was just with. I'm gonna drop a little gem, but like, I was up in the Hamptons this past weekend, and just sitting with those guys. Like, they have this massive venture fund. They just raised $500 million. I'm gonna get an opportunity to get into some special deals in the AI space with them. That is like super oversubscribed, and just having that access in those different things. It's like they're always pressing on me and challenging me to like level up, continue to level up. Don't put yourself in this box just because you're an athlete and because you had a successful career. Don't let that be your end all be all. And I've always strived upon that. And also looking at it from a perspective of, my mom's a teacher, my dad was an engineer. Like, I went to school for engineering. Like, I want to be more than an athlete. And that's a common saying, but there's actually a lot of truth behind it. And I knew early on in my career, and from having obviously a mother as a teacher, dad's an engineer, that ultimately, like, I never wanted to be defined and be put in that box. So how do I strive and continue to be more successful off the field than I was on the field? And those are the things that I focused on, and the determination that dialing in was just kind of my thing that I enjoyed. And then, like you guys saw, I lit up when I'm looking at your guys' facility, and I asked Will, please tell me you own this. And he's like, nah, bro, we rent this. I'm like, what?
We've been trying to own it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You guys got a machine over here. Let's go. Like, I'm going to be your developer. You're going to lease. You're going to lease from me. I'm going to throw you some ownership. So we're tied at the hip, and let's go. So
you did pull out your phone. You turned that thing sideways, and you're showing this, all the building costs. Like, you can get this done in 6 months, no problem.
Yeah.
You really put it out there.
I just got to figure out how the zoning codes work down here in Tennessee. Other than that, but I mean, let's go.
I love it.
I mean, I'm in.
Yeah. How do you find yourself? Obviously, you've gained access through successes in football.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you, when you meet these people for the first time,
yep,
make a lasting impression to where they want to keep coming back to you? Because I think that's what athletes don't realize. Like, playing in the NFL, you're going to have the opportunity to meet a lot of people, whether they're fans of the teams you play for, or they're just around, and you just, people with money usually are around people with money. Yeah. And they don't realize the type of opportunity that they actually have when they have the shield on their chest.
I think just to go a step further too, if there was any preparation that you did individually that was involved before just walking into these rooms.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, it's the simple things that go the farthest. Just like you meet somebody in like old school days, they give you a card. All you do is follow up and send them an email, or send them a text. If you exchange numbers or whatever it is, that simple stuff triggers something into their brain. Oh, this person's serious. I'm going to take a liking to them. They actually want to learn. And if you really understand it, people love to tell you about their success. They'll show you the map. I just showed you a map of how to go be successful, own your own building. Like, it's fun, it's interesting, and that's their craft. And they like sharing those different things. So now you have the opportunity, because, hey, you're a big star, whether you're in college, you're pro, or whatever it may be. Take that advantage. But then when you walk through that door, make sure you start to educate yourself of how to talk the talk and walk the walk at the end of the day. And people will take their time to teach you how to do that if you don't know, if you just ask for help. My mom always told me, there's no dumb question, just ask.
Yeah.
I've always admired how you balance both business and football.
Yeah.
And a topic that's always kind of talked about, you listen to like uber successful people, and they talk about don't have a plan B because it'll take focus away from plan A. Did you ever struggle with that balance while you're trying to do both? Or did you just, in your mind, it's like, I understand that, I know how to commit to plan A, but also I know that this isn't going to last forever?
It's a great question. And I just talked about this the other day on my podcast from a standpoint of Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears. I think for me personally, if you have the capacity, and you have to know this as yourself as a human being, if you have the capacity to be able to do more than one thing, but also there's tiers to it. So football was number one for the last 13, 15 years or whatever it was. But I created a structure of like, I'm taking care of my stuff top of the morning, and then I can start to learn and be curious elsewhere. But also, people don't realize that when I'm that much more sharper in football, when I have the opportunity to go and immerse myself in other areas, because I've buttoned it up, I've zeroed in what I need to do for football, how to study, do all those different things. I can go away and I come back even sharper. So that worked for me. Not everybody has the capacity to do that. A lot of guys can only focus on, I mean, we know in the locker room, there's some guys that are on the struggle bus and they really, really got to focus in. Like they need all 7 days, even like the last 5 minutes before you get into that meeting or get into that game, they still need to keep studying. Like I've had some guys like, hey man, what are we supposed to do on this play? Buddy, man, we went over this 50 times in the meeting room. I still got you. Just go straight.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you're playing defense, it's so reactive.
Yeah.
You guys got it easy, man. Easy.
Oh.
When you talk about it's crazy how not smart you have to be to play defense. It's really just athletic.
You guys know the play every time. We react the entire time. Yeah, we know the plays,
but I have to react to you reacting and I have to look at the safeties and see what the linebackers. Then he says Abel or Baker. I'm like, okay, he's blitzing. Is this guy going to go inside? What's happening now? It's a game. You guys wouldn't understand. You might understand. You played offensive line in the All-American Army game.
Yeah.
But before that, you talked about capacity.
Yeah.
And I want to break that down a little bit more because obviously someone being able to understand themselves and understand what they're capable of doing and not capable of doing, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And we've seen in the locker room, we see guys all the time that think they have all the capability in the world, but then what the film shows us is way different.
Yeah.
So somebody who doesn't have the capacity to have the structure that you're talking about, what are some steps that they can take to be successful and put themselves in a ring where they're now making that passive income? There's the generic stuff of having, a financial advisor and stuff like that. But what are little tips?
I would say honestly, and capacity may be the wrong word. I think the right word is understanding how they learn. And this is where the psychology side of things comes in. And as a head coach, I learned this from Jim Caldwell. Being a head coach and seeing him operate within 3 to 6 months to be able to take our team to where we got to in 2014 was he had the psychology background of breaking down every single guy and understanding how they learn. So if you understand how you learn and how you can structure yourself, that'll allow your capacity to start to get wider and wider and wider because I have to do these things. So I'm in order to be successful in this space, then I can start being curious in other spaces. So understanding how you learn and how you function, I think is a big part of it as well.
What would your routine be like on a Wednesday compared to a Friday while you were playing?
Early on my career or later on in my career?
I would say when you're starting to figure out your capacity and how you learn and everything else, like when you are operating or when I am talking to Levante, I'm like, hey, how's Suh out in Tampa? And he's like, man, he'll be on a business call in between, like after practice, before meetings.
Yeah. So that was like middle of my career towards the end. What I would say for me, if I understand your question correctly, is like at that time I had a routine. So I'm in the facility, 6 a.m., getting my workout in. Most guys are working out either like right before practice or right after practice, or they do half their lift before practice and then do the legs after practice. I'm done with my workout. I got that out of the way. I tuned in for an hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever it was, go to practice, go through meetings. I watch my film. Like coaches are going to watch film. Like I've already watched film. That's over and done with. So when coach knows, like, and Coach Casey, he loves me but hates me because he'll be in meetings and be like, hey man, I got to ask you a question. And I was like, Coach, I got you. But man, I'm over here writing emails. Leave me the fuck alone.
So you'll already have all your film.
Oh yeah.
When you're established, you've done your part of I'm prepped. I've watched film. I know what coach is going to go over. But when we're in the position meeting itself, you got to get a few other things done because the main focus isn't like I've handled all my business. Yeah,
exactly. And we had that understanding with each other early on to where it's like, he knows I'm going to be on point, but there's times I knew he was going to call. He would say my name like, hey, pay attention real quick. Give me 5 minutes of your time. And then we're going to talk about this as a group so everybody realizes you're still a part of the meeting. And then you can go back to doing what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. So you'd be sitting in the back. You'd be in the back row.
Casey's right here. I'm right in the back right corner with him. Vita's up in the front. All the other dudes in front. Like I got my laptop turned. Like I'm good to go.
You doing business emails during position meetings.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a different level.
Now it sounds like it was different earlier in your career. What was there a hard conversation or a moment to where you're like, hey, I need to button my shit up, or I'm not taking it serious as I feel like I want to be taking this serious?
So the person that kind of put me on my toes with that was Kyle Vandenbosch. So my rookie year and probably my second year being with Kyle in the same D-line room, he really taught me how to take notes and be detail oriented. And so like where I'm super locked in is like those first 2 hours of meetings before we go to practice when we're doing install and we're doing those different things. But I started cheating. I was like, coach, give me the install the night before so I can go through everything, and I'll come in early and ask you a couple questions of what I didn't understand or I needed more clarification. And then I speed up the process. So now I'm understanding how I learn and how I figure out things faster so I can get it out of the way and I can be prepared. So I just go out to practice. Plus, bro, we do 2-3 different walkthroughs. Like if you don't understand, we're about to install, walk through what we just installed, then practice. We just went through it 3 times.
Do a walkthrough before that practice.
Yeah, we just did it 3 times. If you can't pick it up in that time frame, we got bigger problems.
Yeah, which I feel like rears its head a lot of times in the locker rooms.
Yes.
There are a lot of guys that are like that.
And when you're somebody who's on your shit, you're just like, how in the fuck is this so hard?
What do you mean?
I'm saying like when you have it figured out and dialed in, and if so-and-so doesn't have it figured out by the second or third walkthrough, and you're just like, how do you not fucking get what we're doing at this
most
point?
simplistic things?
Yeah.
Now your rookie year is a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah,
you're just trying to figure out everything, and everything seems like so big. Once again, massive offensive playbook. So you start to realize,
But you were a tackle, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't have
second
too much.
hardest.
He wasn't a center.
It's the third
He
hardest.
wasn't a center making calls. Hey, this mic's coming here. So yeah.
If we were talking to a center, like that it would make sense.
Buddy, I knew my
block
shit.
the widest.
Yeah, it depends.
Double down, go to the next level.
Double down is not a term.
Block down, double team, go to the next level.
Double down is not a term.
The worst thing you got to worry about.
It's easy to say.
The worst thing you got to worry about is a slide going away from you. You're
right
just
there,
one on one.
block down. Like, bitch, you block down.
Taylor, he's got it easy though, because he's coming behind me like,
yeah.
Where's the ball?
But
Where's the ball?
Yeah, you're sitting there dropping that knee.
He's got 3 cats on him. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go get the tackle.
Right.
I'm gonna jump on a half a sack. Hey man, get off of my sack.
Yeah. Talk to me about playing ball with a young Will Compton at Nebraska.
I mean, it's a little bit of a blur. He didn't get a lot of playing time when I was there.
No doubt.
But he definitely came. I would say hard worker, definitely was out there, special teams, riling up the troops, running down the field full speed. But when he was playing, I'll give him credit. He was loud and he made himself known, which I respect. Yeah. And that's what I ask from every single linebacker I play with. You have to be dominant. Even if you make the wrong call, well, guess what? It doesn't matter what defense we're in. Just call a defense, let's go, and we're just going to wreak havoc because I don't care what calls y'all got on offense. If I'm running up through the middle of it, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So
if you're running up through the middle of it, you can't
being loud and
anything.
demonstrative was like a learning curve. My freshman
year,
takes confidence. You're in the huddle.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It takes confidence. If you remember too, like there was always a dust up with Real Deal. Phil Dill.
Oh yeah.
He was in the doghouse for a little bit. There was like a weird musical chairs going on. So as a freshman too, like there's a sense of like you just don't have that confidence. Like man, like you got this senior that's operating.
Fit in,
right?
Like, because Phil's ahead of me. We came in this is like
he's
best
part of the
class
cloth too
of Nebraska
guys,
that came in the last 10 years.
Right.
We all come together. Then there's this young group that comes behind us. Will.
Sean Fisher.
Yeah, Sean Fisher, all these young guys that are coming on, and they actually can play. So they're like biting at the heels, like we're about to get on this field, especially it's not just special teams. So also seeing that like there's also that competition versus it saying, nah, this can be additive. We can come in special packages and do these different things because Will could run. So he could do different things and whatnot.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
That is the first time someone sat on this podcast and said that without laughing. No, shot. It's like,
you
people
can't
forget
tell
that
now.
Will actually had a little something to him.
Yeah.
But you're right though. And then you have the competitive dynamic, and again, just being young. It was and we were part of such a. You guys were dominant as hell on the D line. You're looking around, and you got Sue, you got Steinkooler,
Crick.
Barry Turner, Crick. You got all these hosses like in the huddle. I remember one time too, like I was telling a story not too long ago, but that Big 12 championship game, like the couple snaps I did get in, that we had them backed up on the goal line. You were obviously we were trying to get a safety. And one time I think I called like Miami or something like that. And Sue like turns back at me. He's like, hey, I'm going the A gap. You go the B. And I'm just sitting like, oh, okay.
See, what people don't know, Coach Carl was the best. Like, so the year before my senior year, or my last year in Nebraska, Coach Carl and I sat down in his office like for like almost 2 weeks. He broke down every single piece of the playbook to me. And I told him, all right, coach, I know where guys fit and how things work now. I'm going to start cheating, like crazy cheating. He's like, all right, cool. You can do that, but I'm going to dog cuss you out in front of everybody if you don't make a play. It's like, bet. That was our inside rule of like, hey man, you can do whatever you want to, but if you make a mistake and you don't make a play, I'm going to dog cuss you out in front of everybody. So I would just, Will, take my spot, I'm taking yours. And I'd just be able to make plays. That's how, like, in the Missouri game, I got the interception. I just dropped back. I felt something, so I could just play with my instincts, but I knew I could have guys cover up for me, knowing where things were at. So
the game where the lights went out at halftime.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their phones out. All the lights went out in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah.
And everybody just got their flashlights on their phone as we're trying to make adjustments and get snacks and everything else. It was a wild game. And Suh did have one of his, how many picks did you have that year?
I think I only had 2 that year.
The Colorado game.
Yep.
Remember VTech when Bo was losing his mind on you, saying like, get him out, Carl. Carl's like, I need him.
For sure. They definitely went at each other, for sure. And I definitely put Carl in some bad situations because I was trying to go make plays.
You guys were bringing in that Big 12 championship game. You versus Texas. That's the game. There was 1 second left. They put 1 second left back on the clock.
They put 1 second back. 1 second back on the clock.
What can you break that down for me a little bit? What happened? Will talked about it a little bit, but I want to hear it from you.
They weren't allowed to do that back then, by the way. Yep. We were all, everybody knew we were on our way out. We are going to be out like either after that year or the next year, going to the Big Ten, and we feel like there was some. Yeah. I personally feel like there was some Illuminati higher ups.
Oh, you think something was going down?
We can't let the Huskers.
Some of that oil money.
We can't let the Huskers take the Big 12 title. Say we're going to the Big Ten now.
Shit.
Yeah, but it was crazy though, because I mean, I had the most excitement in that game. Again, we had everything we knew about what Texas wanted to do. The O-line was dog water.
Yeah.
Straight dog water. And I knew we could dominate against them. It was just a matter of us, can our offense put up some points? Mm-hmm. And defense was like, hey man, we might have to score ourselves a couple times. But going back to that play in that last second, I am like on my horse as hard and as fast as I can as Colt McCoy is rolling out. And I'm trying to make sure that he is obliterated into the stands. And I think I almost hit him into Bo. And I know that in the back of my head, the clock is like super, super low. I can't let him get a clean throw off because he's going to find somebody downfield. And I know they're trying to get this field goal and whatnot. And I turn around and I hop up. And I look at the scoreboard. It's 0. We are champions.
We storm. We're like, sprinting on the field.
Everybody's elated. Like crazy excitement. Then all of a sudden, Bo starts spazzing out. Like, what do you mean there's a second left on the clock? All these different things. And it's like, all right, man, calm down. They still got to make this joint. And it's like 50 yards. So like, hey man, we're going to line up and we're trying to run through these guys' faces and block this kick. But we couldn't get there, and for whatever reason, they felt like they deserved a second on the clock. But it is what it is.
It was brutal. I'm jumping. Me and Zoe Whaley, we're jumping up and down. We win the Big 12.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh yeah.
And you were feasting on that offensive line?
Man, it was
Pierre Allen. He's going off in the locker room after the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine that press conference.
Man, I just saw him the other day when I was in Nebraska.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's doing well.
What is your relationship like with Nebraska now? Because I know when we went there before all the renovations, it was the Ndamukong Suh weight room.
House of Spears.
How involved are you with the program?
I would say I'm not that involved. I just met Rule a couple times. What I did appreciate, he called me right when he got the job, which was super nice. We were connected because of some people in Temple and whatnot. And I think he's the right coach for the organization. I'd say this, I'd love to be more involved. I'm behind the scenes supportive of family, especially the quarterback and Dom Raiola being my big brother at Nebraska, or not at Nebraska, in Detroit, and him taking care of me there. So obviously want to see the success of his son and Dylan, as well as a young one coming after him. So ultimately, like, I think they've got the right structure. It's going to be recruiting, of course, which NIL is absolutely crazy, as we all know now. So it'll be interesting, man. I want to be able to have bragging rights. So hopefully they can turn around the tide and see what happens. I still got the weight room. I took my kids back. I was just inducted in the Nebraska Hall of Fame, which was nice.
Let's go with that. Applause on that one, boy. That's awesome.
So we'll see. We'll see how things kind of evolve now that I'm retired. But shit, I'm more busy now than I was when I wasn't playing. So
yeah,
we'll
just
see.
The short time we were talking to each other before we got on the bus, you're showing those emails and all that stuff. Like you are motoring. What about Nebraska was like this? I'm assuming you were a massive recruit. Were you a 4 or 5-star guy?
I was a 4-star guy. I wasn't coined. So you talk about having to play on both offense and defense. It's crazy. I went to U.S. Army All-American game, and there was the top 5 defensive tackles there, and I was a 6th. And they were like, there's not really a lot of room, and we have some injuries on offense. Can you go play offense? I was like, I don't care. I'll block these dudes. So I played most of the time actually during that game on the offensive line. So
no shit. How'd you like it?
It was cool. I mean, I held my own. So
do you think you could have made it if you played offensive line?
Oh, no question. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I joked all the time, especially in Tampa. And there's been some other coaches like Coach Stout that's up in Philly. I was like, hey man, when I retire, I might come back and play offensive line. I can eat everything in the house and chill and just hold on to guys.
Yeah, common misconception. Common misconception about the offensive line.
I just gotta sit there and hold on to guys.
When I retire,
so much technique involved with the offensive line.
Hey, you were talking about NIL money.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to know why he went to Nebraska. Because Army All-American.
Yep.
You're in that. Who were your top schools that were recruiting you the heaviest, and who were your top 5-ish?
My top 5. I took 5 visits. So University of Miami, Oregon State, Mississippi State, University of Cal, and then there was one other. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But I actually committed to Mississippi State. My sister went to school there, and there was a guy named John Blake that was there before he left and went to Nebraska with Callahan. So really, John Blake was the one who recruited me and got me to go to Nebraska outside of me knowing it's a great program and rich history and stuff like that. So that was the reason why I went to Nebraska, because of John Blake, and I could play early, and we had a great recruiting class. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to be a part of something special to turn that tide, because they had sucked for since 97. Yeah. So, for a while, almost 2 decades.
Yeah, they were on life support for a little bit, had a blip. They're coming back now.
Yeah.
Made the first bowl game since 2015.
Yeah.
Boys are back.
Yeah, we're coming.
We're coming. All right, go with the NIL.
You mentioned NIL earlier.
Yeah.
You were somebody that was also a projected first-round draft pick after your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to Nebraska for your senior year.
Yeah.
The talk to the team was like, you sat down with Coach Bo and everybody else, and they talked you into coming back. But was there any, how do I say this, NIL money involved to you coming back your senior year?
Just ask the question. No, there wasn't. But there was a stern conversation with Coach Bo. And Coach Bo, I don't remember. I got a what was his name? LSU D tackle.
Can you move the mic up a little bit?
Yeah, it's there. You go. LSU D tackle. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Was it Dorsey?
Yeah, Glenn Dorsey.
Yeah,
Glenn Dorsey, LSU D tackle, that was there with Coach Bo when they won the championship. He was like, "Man, you're better than him." And I think he was a top 5 or top 10 pick. 5. And he was like, "If you have the ability to stay one more year, I'm willing to bet you'll be in the top 3. I said, all right, cool. And I was projected, I think like 18 or 19 and to come out or late first round. Let's just say that. And so I said, all right, I'll come back. It sucks. It's 2008. The world's on the dumpster fire, like nothing special. My dad's self-employed. My mom's a teacher, so she's cool and whatnot. But I'd love to come out and obviously be able to change my family from that standpoint. But I think it was one of the best decisions I ever made from that standpoint. And so for me, one more year and I was pretty much done with school. So going into my senior year, I only had one class. I had one class in the lab. So it was like I was already pro. I just had to just chill and do whatever I wanted from that standpoint and play football. So there was no NIL money. I wish there was.
Was it that simple?
I have a hard time believing it.
Coach Bo to compare, and you thinking 18 or 19? You know what I mean? It's like 18, and that's back. You were still part of that old CBA.
Yeah.
But that's still a shitload of money. 18 and 19 in the first round compared to like, all right, I'll come back with another year. You think it's really going to jump up?
Yeah.
Top five. Obviously, it works out, but it was as simple as a conversation like that to compare you to Glenn Dorsey.
Yeah. It was simple. I mean, like waiting one more year, and I went and got a Lloyd's in London policy. So, God forbid anything crazy happened. All right, I got my Lloyd's in London policy if I got hurt. And then that
what was your policy?
If I remember, it's like 20 or 25 million.
Mine was 3.
Yeah.
I was at old CBA because your boy actually had the opportunity to leave his junior year as well. My contribution did not.
I did too, but my projection.
They told me my projection was first round, and I decided to come back. But I was on the Kool-Aid of I thought we were going to win a Big Ten championship. We ended up going 6-6.
Yeah.
We didn't have the talent. We didn't have the talent to get it done. But I really thought in my head.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a big broad thinker. I was very zoomed in. I was like, bro, we could win it all off my leadership.
I love the confidence.
Dude, I really thought we were gonna do it, man. But yeah, there had to be a couple of games. Like I'm sure once you make the decision, all right, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna take my name out of the draft pool essentially. The fear of if you get hurt, you have this Lloyd's in London policy that's going to give you $25 million. But now it's like, well, what about legacy? What about all these things? Was there ever a fear or doubt going into your senior year?
No, not really, because I'd already gone through injury. Like 2008 going into the 2008 season, I tore my ACL. And so I was like, worst case scenario, I get hurt again. Like I bounced back, and I had a great year coming off the ACL. Like Mark Meyer took great care of me.
The king.
Like I tore my ACL March 10th of 2008. I was back for camp. Like he would only let me practice 1 a days. I was like, all right, great. That's even better. I don't have to go through 2 a days. And like I owe Mark so much. I still talk to him all the time, just as a close friend. But if I get hurt again, I got to go through the same process. Like, who cares? Like, so I really wasn't scared of it from that perspective. And I came off having one of my best year in college to then back it up with another great year to top that as going into the draft. So for me, the mindset was just go out there and ball, have fun.
So you tore your ACL in March, and we're practicing at the end of July. 4 months.
Yeah. Like I owe a lot of credit to Mark Meyer, man. He was like one of the best, and I didn't even realize like everything that he was teaching me. He was on my butt. Like, man, I'm gonna get you
got
prepared.
His little notepad.
Yeah, and like I remember, I think they're called Russians, or these things where he would hang my knee off the back of the table to get range of motion, and I would look at him with the most meanest look, like the death stares, like I want to kill you right now because this hurts. But like it got me back so fast, and like all his stuff that he had done, like I owe him a lot for that.
And is this like pre BFR and all those like
yeah.
So
Like
you're doing it the old school way. God damn, that's awesome, dude.
So
that is impressive.
4 months pisses me off.
Yeah.
I'm 5 years removed. I'm still hurting, bro. I'm still not recovering.
I will say whenever Taylor tore his the first time, it was in the middle of the season, right?
It was October 2020.
October 2020, and we were training with Dobb in the summertime. So this was when Dobb was
shout out Dobb, by the way. Dude.
Yeah, Coach
so
Dobson, one of the best, man.
And I remember Dobson telling Taylor, he's like,
called me.
What was it? November, December, January? Like if we go to the Super Bowl or something, he's like, I'm just letting you know, Suh was able to get back in 4 months.
Yeah,
and that was like Taylor's motivator.
Yeah, and I think month 2. I was like, this is not happening.
See, but a lot of people don't realize it's like, obviously you got to have a good surgeon, first and foremost. But then 2, the rehab. You can't be afraid to push yourself. And that's where I think a lot of people in that first like month and a half, they're like super scared, like timid and whatnot. Like really after you get the green light that the graft is good, like really, really push. Like that's how you come back.
The majority of the time it's do anything. It's everything pain-free.
Yeah.
But once there's a little pain, everybody
but even a little bit of pain is okay. Like it's just like understanding your pain tolerance and what's the difference between, again, being hurt and injured. Like there's a big difference between that.
Yeah.
Like I have a little pain, like I'm hurt a little bit versus being actually injured and whatnot. So
yeah, because the process of the patella tendon becoming an ACL goes through like this cocoon process, this metamorphosis process between weeks 12 and 18. And that's when your graft is the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you have to be like really cautious in those, like that 6-week period.
Yeah.
But then after that, you can push a little bit.
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know how you did in 4 months. I literally was doing like 2 rehabs a day. Like one was more like physical. The other one was more like taking care of a little TLC.
Yeah.
And like had it up. Like literally did not focus on anything else but my ACL.
Yeah.
And I mean, that first game back, tough sled, dude. Tough sled. But dude, so you get drafted 3rd overall by the Lions.
Third?
Come
on, man.
Second. Wow, I'm so sorry for disrespecting you. 2nd overall by the Lions. What is your initial thought when you get to the Lions? Because the Lions, we can look at now, we're in 2025, like, holy shit, what a franchise. Campbell's got those boys going. You're a part of a terrible franchise at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure there's a level of excitement because you're the 2nd overall pick. Who was the first?
That was
quarterback, Oklahoma.
Yep, Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Who I sacked, by the way.
Hit him one of those?
I was hot.
Who I sacked, by the way.
Hot. But the thing is, I was told, like, maybe like 2 weeks before the draft, because I took a visit to St. Louis and I just had an eerie feeling like, man, these dudes aren't going to pick me number 1 and like being competitive. Detroit, great visit. Gunther Cunningham loved me and really kind of had the main decision-making power from that standpoint, as he had like the old statesman there. And then I went to Tampa, and Tampa was like, man, we love you. We're going to come get you. We got 12 picks. We're going to throw the house at Detroit and come get you. I'm like, perfect. And they called me right before the draft and they were like, would you drop? And I was like, no, but you can come get me like we talked about. And I didn't know they knew that Detroit wasn't going to let me get past 2. And then they had insight because Schwartz and all those guys with Jeff Fisher, they're all friends. So they knew they were taking Sam Bradford. So they knew they were going to be able to get me and they didn't have to do anything. So lo and behold, I get drafted by Detroit and I was actually pissed off. And it was because like, I was expecting Tampa to come get me. And like, that's what I was told. And that's what the last conversation I had with my agent. But I was like, man, you know what? Let me be humble and be like, everything happens for a reason. So it's like, this city is blue collar and grinders, all about work. This is my type of people, strong Black community, all these different things. And so I was like, man, let me go in here and try and like change the culture and whatnot. And so when I got in there, you see, they brought in Kyle, have Dom there. They got Matthew Stafford, they got Calvin, they got a group of guys. And like, let's go. Let's try and make some hay.
Yeah.
That first year was tough.
What was your record your first year?
6-10. It sucked. But I mean, I obviously had a good individual year, but I wasn't happy with that by any means. So then we turn around and have an opportunity the next year to come back. I think we were 11-5, which was better. Got to the playoffs, lost in the first round, but started to see. And I think what they realized, especially from a front office perspective, we got to get rid of certain guys because they're just here collecting checks, which was terrible to see from that standpoint. But man, I just went back there and went to the facility for the first time in a decade. A little surreal, but I mean, I love that city. I'm there all the time. I do a bunch of business, got a bunch of mentors, Dan Gilbert, Gary Schiffman, like had dinner with him the other day. Like I love that city, man.
Yeah.
It's
What was it?
home.
What was it like when you left Detroit? Like, why were they not able to keep you there and make you the guy for your entire career?
Man, as I always say, I got kicked out. I wanted to stay there. Like, and I'll say this again, and I said it before, like at the end of the day, man, they had an opportunity. They had every opportunity to keep me there if they wanted me to stay there. I gave them last minute. I remember leaving church right during free agency in 14-15. And my agent, like, you've got a great deal with Miami. Like, you're going to be highest paid, like super crazy guaranteed. And yes, Oakland is paying you or offering you a couple $1 million more. But if you look at taxes and all those different things, because I had spreadsheets, like all these different things of like breaking down, like, all right, they play these tax-free cities. They have these ones that are non-tax-free. What all the numbers would break down to, I would be losing money going back to Detroit and seeing that thing, being in that organization, because they're like, their tax rate's like, I think like 4 or 5% or whatever from a state perspective. So I said, I still love Coach Caldwell and I feel like I should be in Detroit. Give them the option to match. He said he went back and they didn't want to match.
Where were they at before? How far off were they?
I'll let you ask them.
Okay.
get Sheila on the Bussin with the Boys and you ask her.
But you know the number.
Oh, I know the number.
Yeah.
I know the number.
God.
And it was nowhere near what I was getting.
Really? Nowhere near. And you at this point,
You felt pretty disrespected on the way out?
Oh, no question. Without a question. Like, think of it like this. You know we joke all the time, but it's all out of love. No love.
Damn.
Clip it. You know the Lions franchise is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, how do they not keep you? I mean, you're there 4 years, right?
Yeah, I was there 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years of true, absolute dominance.
Yeah. Like even like say we don't really know if we like. Yeah.
Nice. Little mic adjustment, all good.
We don't even know if like, all right, he's a head case or whatever it is. Say whatever you want to. We'll franchise you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it for one more year. I just had one of my best years of my career. Yeah, I had my rookie year, I had 10 sacks regular season, but I had 10 sacks going into the playoffs. Like I had 8.5, and then I got another 2 in the playoff game that we should have won against Dallas. So I had my best year. And you don't even consider like franchising me if you're unsure. You need one more year to figure out, oh, is he really worth us giving him a bag?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you gotta keep talent like that on your roster. Now, you did have a couple situations when you were in Detroit.
Yeah.
I've heard Will talk about asking you this question. I'm gonna do my best to land this plane. There's a situation where a quarterback fell on the ground.
Yeah. So I'll stop you there.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Suh. Absolutely. Go ahead.
If you recall, you've had some incidents yourself.
I have. I've had a couple.
Maybe not all of them you've been caught on. But if you remember Andre Branch.
Yeah.
You remember the time he wanted to kill you?
Kill me?
Yeah.
When he was in the back, when I took him to the back of the end zone?
I'm just saying.
Is that
there's been some things. We all have had mistakes, but they don't define us at the end of the day.
I don't disagree with that.
And going into that situation, and I remember vividly leaving the game at halftime, and I'm sitting here, and you can probably find this picture. I'm talking to the ref, and I'm like, my face is adamant. I'm saying, if you don't deal with this dude, keep punching me in my face, play after play after play. It's illegal. Hands to the face. It's not legal. If you don't deal with it, I'm going to deal with it.
And he didn't deal with it.
He didn't deal with it.
So
Which situation was that?
There's two things I want to break down
when
there.
you was mushing the old lineman?
Yeah.
You were okay. So
then there's another one with the Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, with the Aaron
Stepping
Rodgers.
backwards.
Yeah, that to me is complete BS, because if you go back and watch the play, like I'm tussling like 2 or 3 offensive linemen, and I'm getting pushed back. Like I don't have eyes in the back of my head to see what he's going on and what he's doing. And I think that's why the NFL at the end of the day was like, hey, like, look, like I'm not looking at where he's at. I just got done figuring out fighting 2 and 3 of you dudes.
Hey, damn, but look at you. Like you are in full control of your body.
Full control.
You feel like anytime
exactly.
you're in like the living room or something, and you might step on one of your kids' toys. You feel it, and you like stop and turn around. You felt it, and then when another one, and kind of stood there and checked, did he catch it?
Yeah, and that's so real. You put your foot on a Lego. You're like, you like get off of it as quick as possible. You let that foot sit there for a minute.
Hey,
you let that foot sit there for a minute.
You believe what you want to believe at the end of the day, and I'm not going to sit here. I got fined for it, rightfully so or not. That's for where everybody's a biased opinion or unbiased opinion to do it. But at the end of the day, like those things happen. Like there's times where people are really intentional. Like we've seen some stuff of some clips of some guys where like they're actually like trying to hurt people from that standpoint.
Blindside hitting somebody on an interception.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean,
was that you? That's when you got knocked out.
He was when Andre Branch wanted to kill you. So we played a preseason game, maybe 17.
Yeah, 16 or 17.
17. We're playing a preseason game, and I take. Like, it is what it is. I took Andre Branch for a ride in the back of the end zone. We ends up scoring. My helmet comes off. He gets in my face. I start laughing in his face, and then we go off on the sideline. To me, it's like football. Like we had a little deal.
Was you OD? Were you OD?
You know me. Yes. Yeah.
Taylor wanted smoke, and he caught some smoke sometimes.
Yeah, well, I did. I was, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if I ever said anything to you, but I would definitely I was.
Yeah.
You played against me to the point where you hear me talking.
Oh, for sure.
I spoke a lot. I was always talking shit. So I take Andre Branch to the end zone, the back of the end zone, after a long drive.
I don't know about that one. I got to represent my dog,
but
man.
Listen, I got him on that.
Y'all had some good battles.
And he was at Jacksonville before that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I played him a bunch. So I kind of knew him. He knew me, but I took him and, whatever. So 2018 happens when I get knocked out. Andre Branch is the one that knocked me out.
Oh,
so that's a year later.
Yeah, he got that smoke.
And so
he's the one yelling body bag.
So are
on
you
the
saying this is a plan? And I bet you this dude was the guy saying body bag also.
I'll say this. There was some people at your neck.
No doubt.
Taylor had a hit out on him.
No question.
He had a bounty on his head.
He had some bounties on his head. Like respectful bounties are within the lines for as much as
That's
you
within
can.
the line right there? Bah.
Taylor, was he ever mouth popping off to you?
He would chirp, but then it's like a respectful chirp. Like I'm not afraid of you, which I respect, but at the same time, I'm not finna really try and piss you off because I know if I piss you off, I have to ask some other people to get into this battle because.
Yeah, for me, with like a guy like Suh, if I'm gonna talk shit to Suh, I don't really play you. You're like in a 3. I'll hit you on a couple of doubles every once in a while, like a third down package. Yeah. You'll be out of the 9. I'll just wide set you and play basketball with you. I'm not letting you come down the pipe.
Yeah.
But if I go talk to Suh, I'm fucking over Roger Saffold, Quentin Spain, Ben Jones, right?
Yeah,
so we would have this conversation.
Would be on and be like, hey, man, shut up.
So we because we didn't play. You went in 15 to Miami.
Yeah.
So 15, we played y'all maybe 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And I had James Harrison my rookie year, and I was mouthing off to James Harrison, but that was a me and him thing. So when we go to this game, it's like, hey, don't wake the sleeping giant. And it was essentially like the offensive line would come to me and be like, if you speak to Suh today, we're going to put hands on you in the locker room. Like you don't, you can say whoever you want to everybody else, but like, do not speak to Suh.
Because you're causing problems for us.
Right. Yeah. So then I would go to the banter with Suh, like trying to if I can get this guy to crack a smile, like that's my fun.
Yeah.
But for him, it's like, I don't have to deal with this. 62 snaps, maybe like 4 snaps a game. So I'm trying to help my boys out. With Branch,
dude, that Branch story, that's full circle. I didn't even know that.
I did. Yeah, I knew you were on the team, so I was good enough to have something on my head, huh?
Yes, you were. I mean, you definitely were a talented
But what an
guy.
ending for.
And I did say, I always said,
the other side.
I know.
I got this guy in the open field. He doesn't even see me, and now he's asleep on the ground.
They changed. So after this game, after this season, they changed the rule of blindside blocks.
But the thing is, was it? I don't know if it was. It was changed way before that. It was just only changed for probably the offense. Because I don't know if you remember Kyle Vandenbosch. He got blindsided by a receiver coming out in. Like he's aimed at the quarterback inside, and dude just hits him in the side of the head.
Like a pin pull thing where they run the ball, toss crack.
Crazy. And he ended up having a bad neck because of that and whatnot. So they started protecting the defense, and then obviously we tried to start getting back at y'all because of that.
So
teams would do that. They like jet sweep on like a toss or something, and the receiver would just take off on the end, bro.
I hate to keep this on, but was the coaching staff involved in this hit on me?
No, definitely not.
They breaking down the guys
it was
at
just
the top of the week.
There was I would say Branch for sure had it out for you because obviously you guys had history.
Which I legit, honestly, before that hit, I wasn't even thinking like stuff like, oh, me and this Branch guy have any issues. That's true. Like I wouldn't even think like I got him. I got him a few times. Like when he's at Jacksonville, like I played against him well. Yeah. And I would obviously talk shit, but in my mind, like once the game's over,
I feel like you and Jordan Phillips got into it a lot.
Yes,
and
Phillips
so he was on you too. Like he was on you.
Bitch.
Yeah, Jordan was on you.
Because he was at Buffalo. That's when I had my mix up with the Bills. Remember, Bills Mafia came at my throat because of who was we were literally just there.
Shaq Lawson. Tweeted after the game.
Yeah. I was like, you're a stud, first round pick. And I put up his stats. It was like 6 tackles.
Yeah.
For the season. And I was like, you're a stud. And then Phillips came at me. But the weird thing about Phillips, if he's really saying these things behind closed doors, on the field, he's Mr. Nice Guy to me.
I don't. At least not in Miami. I don't think so.
Maybe because he probably had Big Bro watching out for him.
Yeah, for sure. But I remember y'all getting into it a couple times, especially I feel like here in Tennessee.
Miami too. That was the longest game of all time.
Bro, I know. Yeah. And so, how much you get?
I have no clue.
Yeah, you didn't cut him a little something?
No clue.
You had.
Oh, not bounties as in like paid. No, it's just pride,
love, for the love of the game of hurting another individual.
No, not hurting, like getting back at you.
I know. I made a promise to myself too, which I will not keep. Well, I was like, if I ever see Andre Branch, I gotta just walk up and swing on him. No words.
Really?
I remember like after, dude, like that blindside block like that. I was like, I gotta go up and just swing. Like hit me like that, but
if
obviously
that's the case for all the high lows, I got a lot of people to go get after.
It's been 7 years now. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. It's over. But nothing pisses me off more than watching that back and seeing y'all. I don't know if you were in the clip, but being like, body bag, we got a body bag, and the coach is like dapping up.
I don't even know. I don't think I was on the field for that one.
No, this is when they're waking my ass up because there was a Miami and Titans started fighting. Like I woke up and I'm like disoriented. I see a fight. I'm like, I gotta get in there. I have to take my boys. And
You're
they're
half
like,
asleep talking about I got to get in there.
They pull me up and they're like, Taylor, yo, you got knocked out. You're straight. And I just start crying. I didn't know. You ever seen dude like just cry from getting?
No.
We had the same thing happen to Jack Conklin.
Like, no, man.
So yeah, I was like crying. And then Ben Jones, our center, puts a towel over my head after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't there,
So,
were you? There's Phillips right there.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah."
He said, "We got his ass."
2015, you signed the biggest deal for a defensive player in the history.
Yep.
15 and 16, you have 2 career years. Where you're like top 60 in the NFL, top 100.
Yep.
2017 season happens, and you get released after that season.
First time ever cut in my history.
What happened in Miami?
I will not speak of his name, but Stephen Ross was put in a terrible position where he had to choose between me and the head coach. And rightfully so, and maybe not even rightfully so, at the end of the day, he had no control, from my understanding. And because the person that had control was the head coach that had the ability to cut and bring players in and whatnot. It wasn't even the GM at that time. And this was like a super weird situation or whatever. So this head coach had a vendetta for me, for whatever reason.
Was there a moment that caused the friction?
I think there was a handful of moments throughout the probably 2 years that I was there with him as the head coach, because Joe Philbin was the first coach that I had in Miami. And then Dan Campbell was interim, which was a blast, like a great dude to play for. Got to catch up with him in Detroit recently. And then this slapdick came in as the head coach for the last 2 years of my tenure in Miami.
And he had roster control. And he goes up to the owner of the Miami Dolphins and says, him or me.
Basically.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And he got rid of Jay Ajayi, tried to ruin his career, and outed him in our team meeting in the most weirdest way, and sent him to Philly. And I think Jay Ajayi ended up winning a championship with Philly, which was a great situation for him. But yeah, he was trying to he had vendettas out for guys that just didn't grovel at his feet, which was weird to me.
He wanted people to kiss the ring for him.
Yeah, it's but what ring did you earn?
Right.
I don't even know if he ever won a championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
his claim to fame was I was the OC or the quarterback's coach for Peyton. Man, Peyton didn't need you.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Peyton was way good before you. He had Tony Dungy, Jim Caldwell. He had real coaches that actually made him, and AKA his dad is a boss too. So it came with the roots.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's.
Then after that, you end up going to
the Rams.
Was that
the Rams? Yep.
Yeah.
How did your contract situation work? Because you ended up representing yourself, right?
Yeah, there was times where I represented myself, and I was always involved in my contracts, and I knew when I was trying to represent myself, it was always interesting. I needed to always kind of have a face for me too, because GMs didn't really want to talk to me. Jason Light was the only GM that would physically have a real conversation with me when I was representing myself. So it was always interesting. But I really, after my rookie deal and kind of going back to the whole thing with Detroit, my rookie deal there was not what I wanted. But I said, cool, you don't want to pay me more than Matthew Stafford from that standpoint. Great. I'll earn it on the back end, and saying I'll show you that I'm worth more than what you're paying me. So I'll get on the back end and prove it to you. And so going back to your comment of like representing yourself, I started reading contracts, understanding it, got with the PA, saw all the different rules, saw offset clauses, and then seeing like the difference between cash over cap and all these different particular pieces. And so when I got cut, like I chose between New Orleans, LA, and I was looking at the Raiders again because I think Gruden was the head coach there at the time and whatnot. But LA ended up being the better situation because my guy Ted Rath was there, and he really was kind of the one over the hump. And then I had an amazing dinner with Kroenke, and Kroenke and his family are amazing, great people. So like it was just a good situation, but I was always involved in my contracts, man. Like you got to understand the numbers, you got to understand what you're signing up for and what you're getting into, and just the nuances of how you can have leverage, but also have an opportunity to make the most.
Confidence negotiating.
Yeah.
How is that?
So much fun because
how are you prepping yourself on that? Is there questions you're asking a mentor? Is there reading that you're doing to kind of equip you for?
Yeah. So I leverage the PA a lot, and he may probably not want me to say this, but Don Davis gave me a ton of information of like how to understand the deals, but then also like where previous guys are, where they've had success, where their stats, like putting these spreadsheets together and a line item all together, putting it together. And it's like, you really want to go the stat piece, like we can have fun with this. And then let's go look at percentage of, what's the analytics? What's the big analytics group that was out? And it's still kind of out there now.
Is it PFF?
PFF. And like seeing like all those different things, and like they're misconstrued, but also they show some pictures of like how many people that I'm double teamed with. Like that year that I was with me and Aaron Donald, like I got more double teams than Aaron Donald. Like if you go back and look at the math, because that was on purpose though. We put him in positions to go win one-on-ones. Aaron Donald on one-on-ones, he's going to win every single time. So why not so my stats look terrible then, but then you back that up. He had his career year in sacks. Then you turn around the next year, I'm gone. Not as good as stats for him, but still obviously a great and amazing player. Shaq Barrett, who's considered a nobody, leads the league in sacks.
Yeah.
There's a common denominator there.
Right.
Like let's put the pieces of the puzzle together. So like ultimately, like when you're in those negotiations, those are the things that you have to lay out to them to say, oh, like he does have a point and a point that I can't refute.
when you're going through these negotiations, what do you think is the most overlooked stat that these GMs and teams, like you brought up a great point with the double teams.
Yeah.
Like people, a lot of times I think, especially just regular fans, can go and Google what was Ndamukong Suh's stats 2018. Yeah. And you just look at that, but you don't see the full picture.
Yeah.
What are some things that you see GMs and teams maybe not evaluating and not they don't notice when it comes to contract negotiations?
Two things I would say there for you. When you were in your offensive line meetings and your OC, did your OC ever circle me?
Yeah. That's one.
Two, I would probably have to say, if you ultimately look at intangibles of that person, how do they affect the team? Mm-hmm. Like in a positive manner or a negative manner? Are they a cancer or are they not a cancer? Do they elevate guys? Do they bring guys around them and make them better? It's another intangible that you can't really quantify, but it's very, very important.
Right.
And I would always take this as the greatest compliment. Guys would hate to play against me, but would love for me to be on their team. Mm-hmm. Especially once you actually got to know me and be around me. Because I think like Vita said it like probably the best. And like, we're even closer now than we were when we played together. But when I first got to Tampa, he was like, oh, I just had Jared McCoy, super fun loving dude. Like I got Suh now. Like how am I going to deal? Like everybody is like worst person, all these different things. And like, he's like total opposite of type of person I am. So.
Do you think a lot of people, you were one of the more misunderstood players in NFL history?
Yeah, for sure. But I also realized early on in my career, especially after probably like 2012, 2013, there's got to be a villain in the league. Mm-hmm. There's going to be the pretty boy, and then there's going to be the all-star, and sometimes two. So I was a villain. Pretty boy, probably Tom would say that. And then like the angel and like the all world, I'd probably say for a short period of time, you got Tebow and then obviously Peyton.
Yeah. You did play a great heel. You did play a fantastic heel. So you, as you're kind of realizing and having that, like, okay, there's these kind of three main characters in an NFL season, and you realize where you kind of line up as the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find yourself pulling away from that characteristics, or like buying more into, okay, if this is what the world wants to see me as, that's what I'm going to show them then?
Yeah, it's interesting that you asked that question. So I think probably the best meeting that I had when I got suspended in 2011, I went and Phil Knight called me into his office. I was home. He found out I was home. There's somebody who's super close between the two of us that connected us. It's funny. I just talked to him yesterday, and he pulled me into his office and requested me to come. So I went and sat down with him. He was like, "Man, you may not realize it right now, but we're going to leverage this, and we're going to put you in commercials. We're going to do different great things." So that's how I kind of leaned into it. And that's why I'm so loyal to the brand of Nike, because they saw something, and Phil saw something in me, not only being a hometown kid, but seeing me as an individual and being able to say, we can build some special stuff around you. And that is even more special because you're on the defense side of the ball. You're not Calvin catching balls. You're not a quarterback throwing it. Like, we're going to leverage you from that standpoint.
Yeah.
And there's going to be other things that you can do. And like, they let me have so much access and different things like that. And like, I'm so happy, even from Nike's perspective now. I think they're on a rocket ship, especially now with Elliott Hill at the helm, who I interned underneath in 2012. So
No shit.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why you didn't pick your foot up when you felt Aaron Rodgers' calf.
I'll let you believe that.
Hey, come on.
You take pride in being like, what is it, number 2 all time in fines? Over $200,000 in your career?
They went to help some kids, hopefully.
Yeah, went to help some
Did
kids.
you end up seeing, there was an article that an elementary school did back in the early 2010s. His name was Alex, and the theme for the project was write a paper on your role model.
Okay.
His role model was you, because he wanted to prove that you're the most misunderstood player in the NFL. Teacher wouldn't let him. Told his mom, hey, he needs to rethink somebody else. She felt like she knew enough about you to know you shouldn't be writing on Ndamukong Suh. They go back and forth. The teacher concedes. Kid ends up writing the paper. She grades him an A and ends up apologizing, saying she had a misrepresentation on who you were. Do you remember that? Do you remember that article at all? Because I want to say the kid did a research paper and might have got connected with somebody on your side, but I thought it was cool that a kid was so influenced by you and wanted to prove that, hey, this dude, for the antics you might see, he's one of the most misunderstood guys in the NFL.
No, that's super dope. I honestly don't remember it. I'd love to see the article to this day, for sure. And then I'd be remiss not to say this. You got to give a lot of credit to that teacher, because you usually hear the opposite of the stories where this teacher puts their foot down and they end up creating something and the friction between them and that child. And that teacher was like, man, I'm an adult enough to be humble enough to say this child, like, I was wrong. Yeah. And you proved me right. And I appreciate that. So you got to give that teacher kudos as well.
We got about 10 minutes left. I have a couple more questions for you. Would you say that Ricky Henry thinks you're misunderstood?
Why you say Ricky Henry? Yeah, me and Ricky had some battles.
Who you remember?
I remember Ricky.
That practice?
Give me a little details.
You dropped him. And then you hit him in the back of the head.
I gave him a forearm. Yeah.
Nobody on the field said a word, and everybody just kind of moved 10 yards. And we continued the scrimmage. We continued the practice.
Give me more context. Give me more context.
Anybody else does more context on what happened? Ricky, who knows? They were getting into a battle. Ricky could have been. They were going back and forth. So
I'll explain it to you this way, Taylor. If the reason why
Taylor won on the field,
don't use that.
I'm trying to give you
I think you onward.
Everybody kind of looks around.
The reason why my ACL was torn, and people don't know this, I don't remember. We were doing one-on-ones. I don't remember this guy's name. He was offensive tackle, but he was like tweening between tackle and guard. He tugs on my jersey after I beat him. And that was the first time I tore my ACL. And we always told dudes, dude, once we beat you, let us go.
Yeah.
You know, Ricky's hard-headed.
Yeah.
Ricky don't listen.
Yeah.
Ricky does what Ricky wants to do.
So Ricky found out.
Ricky had to learn the hard way.
Oh shit!
Hey, but the difference is, Taylor, you know, any other player does it, you're getting out. Something's happened.
And that was after I already tore my ACL.
Yeah. That was you going into your senior year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So you're
Big
in
Sue.
spring
Oh,
ball.
trust me, I know Big Sue. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody looks around. Oh, fuck. Just sees Ricky laying there.
Guys
All right,
fencing in the corner.
Move it up 10. Like, you know, guys might get into a scuff afterwards. Both
Hell
running,
no.
everybody take off running. Everybody do this, discipline
Yeah.
something. Nobody said a word.
No one
It just
said
kept it
anything.
moving.
No,
Nobody
I got-
said nothing to Sue.
Yeah,
bro.
we had a conversation though, but no. How is Ricky? Have you
Yeah,
kept
but he
up
was
with
what?
him?
He
I
threw
saw
a two.
him at spring practice. When did we go out there? Was it last year? Saw him last year. It was him and Caputo. They were all ripping around, enjoying spring practice, but they're doing well.
Okay.
They're doing well.
That's good.
But yeah, that memory will always be ingrained in my brain.
Yeah, that's a core memory for you.
Yeah.
That's a core one.
Because I see Sue, like we weren't like, he was tight with my boy, my roommate Zoe Whaley, but I never got to like rock with Sue. Like that. It was just always the lure,
I
the
Yeah.
lure of Ndamukong
Yeah,
Suh.
yeah.
I
There
just
was
know through my
no
boys.
lore, bro.
There's lore.
There's
'cause
no
we have
lore.
There
so,
absolutely is.
we have so many like middle
You
connections that
were
kind of
around
pieces. I
all
was
the
around.
time because you was cool with
I
my
would
boy
put-
Harv
Absolutely, I love
and
Harv.
Zoe, obviously.
Zoe,
So,
yeah.
but you weren't like it. All right,
I wasn't rocking with the crew on the
my
weekends.
My clique was me, Harv,
Cody
Ace,
Glenn.
my ace, but Cody wasn't really there. Cody was there like towards he would be in and out because he
Yeah.
was dating old girl
Yeah,
and he was in the league.
yeah.
And so he would come in and out, but
Zoe
he really,
Whaley?
yeah, and Zoe. So it was like mainly me and Harv. Zoe would be obviously like we'd go out and have
Yeah.
fun and whatnot, and you would be able to be around, but you couldn't be in the mix because we'd also be in some places where, like, you know, some of the parties, like you're kind of the only white guy there.
Yeah, a lot of shadows in the party.
but it was fun, man. But you got to come.
I
You
could
got
have
to
easily been a
come.
token
I
white
was
guy.
a token white boy with Zoe, Fonzo, like the crew that I hung with,
Yeah.
but I would just try and place myself in this situation. You know, I would fuck around with Sue, but he called me like fuck boy. He'd always cuss me out. I'm like, that's my guy.
That's my guy.
He like cussed me out walking past me in the hallway, and I'd be walking next to a teammate. I'd be like, that's us. That's just how we operate.
Somebody in the corner like, yeah, Will's got a weird thing with Sue, huh? Eat a bowl of oatmeal or something. We got 8 minutes. Hold on. Before you ask that question, I
Okay.
want to know, on your board, somebody on your board invested a lot of money in Coca-Cola a long time ago.
Okay.
How did you get the relationship with Warren Buffett?
Easy answer and quick answer would be Tom Osborne. So my senior year, he was an honorary captain as in Mr. Buffett, and I was like, they wanted me to meet him, and I was like, they asked me, do you even know who he is? I was like, I mean, do I live under a rock? Yeah,
Yeah.
of course I knew who it is. So after that season, I asked Tom, I was like, hey, would you introduce us? And he was like, I will, but I can't guarantee he'll meet with you. And I was like, totally cool. So he said yes. I got to his office 2 hours before the meeting time, sat there, and it was like talking to my dad. And we just hit it off. He took a liking to me. I always followed up with him. Was just at Berkshire Hathaway meeting this past May. I got to see that great announcement. And I mean, he's spent time with my wife, my boys. Like he's one of the best.
That's awesome.
Quick break from Ndamukong Suh to bring you Neutral Vodka Seltzer. We are brought to you by Neutral. Have you tried Neutral? If not, you're missing out. Neutral is so much better than any other seltzer that I've tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice, and that's what makes it delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors: orange, black cherry, to name a couple of the big hitters. There's also new flavors like lime and strawberry, and they are perfect for social occasions because it's such a crowd pleaser, especially during college football season. It's the perfect time of year to grab a 12-pack of Neutral for the game or grab a bucket deal in your favorite bar as you root on your team. Neutral, keep it tasty.
Don't sleep in that pineapple, by the way. I love that.
I was doing my homework and catching up on your new show,
Yeah.
No Free Lunch, a podcast that you just launched not too long ago.
Yeah.
And one question you always ask your guests at the end is, what is the biggest price that you've paid for a breakthrough?
Yeah.
So now, you being a guest, I would love to ask you, what's the biggest price that you paid for a breakthrough?
I mean, if I have to pick one, I've had been fortunate enough to have a lot of breakthroughs in life and a lot of lessons learned. But I think the biggest price to date I've had to take was losing my dad this past summer. That was, man, one of the toughest things I've ever had to deal with. And I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, I'll leave it there. It still sucks to this day, but he's somebody that I miss talking to every single day, and I learned so much from him and whatnot.
I appreciate that, man. It makes me emotional hearing that too, because I was reading up on the way you talk about your dad. I lost my mom a few years ago, and I feel like it's like it's such a shitty thing that happens. But you being a father, it's like the only way you keep them alive and keep them around. I would love to say like, yes, I would be the same intentional dad that I am right now, if my mom was still around, but I feel like it's made me that much more intentional about being a father because of what that person meant to you.
I'll give you this short example. My dad and I were super close. We built a lot of projects together from a real estate perspective, and he was in the construction industry. He's a mechanical engineer, and there's a property, and it's so weird and it's so eerie. He was like, I want us to go buy this property. And I'm like, Dad, I love you, but no. Like, I'm busy. I'm going to go do some other stuff.
Yeah.
He goes and buys a property without me. He buys it on contract. And like 6 months later, he comes back and he's like, son, I bought this property. Like, I want to refinance it or whatever. And I was like, don't do it. Here's the cash. Like, we'll develop it later. And I'm just like, here's the money. Like, leave me alone. Like, let's go work on some other stuff. That's because we're at that. I think at that time we were building like 15 apartments somewhere, multifamily. That's really my big focus at the time. And this was like a warehouse spot. Today, in the last 6 months, you've probably seen on my Instagram or whatever, if you follow me or whatever. And I go there almost 5 times a week with my boys, pouring concrete, building stuff, using my excavator, using my skid steer. Like, it is insane. And I wouldn't have had that if my dad wouldn't have brought that property. So it's like, and my kids are immersed in loving doing that stuff. And it's humbling, like moving stuff, moving earth and like these different things. And like, so it's crazy. Like, he had this crazy vision of like real estate and stuff that I miss being able to talk to him about.
That's amazing, bro.
That is awesome.
He also, I know that you retired on July 12th, which was a year after your dad had passed.
Yeah.
And there was a quote, I think, from your dad saying like, let the game of football go.
Yeah.
How was that conversation going? Were you like talking about juggling football? And he just kind of was like, hey, here's what my opinion is.
So it's insane. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2019, stage 4. So when we found that out, he was supposed to be maybe a year if we're lucky. He didn't pass until 2024, 5 years later. Like, it's insane from that standpoint. Like, and so when he's asking me to retire, he's like, basically, spend time with me, spend time with your family. Like, me and my older sister were in a feud, and he was like, spend time with your older sister. Like, even though she was wrong in some things, you were wrong in some things, like, bring the family back together, and like, let's do that. And it's so that's where like it was more meaningful for me to do it that day than anything, because he'd always wanted me to retire, and I was like, I want to go chase the second ring. And like, I'd always sit in the back of my head, like having that there with me, like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I need to go spend time with my family, my boys, my wife, and kind of go from there.
I love that, man.
That is beautiful, man.
You want to ask him the Bud Light question?
Yeah, I can. I mean, yeah, I'll ask it.
Do you want me to ask it?
No, I'll ask it. So people would do anything for an ice cold Bud Light.
Yeah.
Anything. What is something you would do anything for? Can't say family.
Can't say family?
Yeah.
Be the most successful ex-football player to ever live?
No, because like there's always going to be the next person that's probably most successful than me. So it's hard to say that. I mean, I believe everything happens for a reason. Like family is really the only thing I would do anything for, to be honest with you. Like, money's cool and all, but it's not the end all be all. Like,
what's an ambition in your like development, whatever venture you're getting into? You mentioned AI earlier, but what's like a selfish ambition you would like to accomplish?
A selfish ambition, I would say my friends that I'm really close to, to understand the circles that I've been able to be in is afforded to them at all times, at all levels. And that's what I don't think they understand, because my mentors, that the Warren Buffetts, I'm not going to say these other guys' names, but like I just got pressed out in the Hamptons, and it was like really rewarding and a great feeling at the same time. But it's like, stop wasting your time with some of these other stuff and like really just come work with us and like, let's go build some fun stuff. Like, be focused.
Juices, man.
And basically saying, take advantage of the access we're giving you.
Yeah.
I will. I'll start getting back to you more.
Sounds like we're all building a property together.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead ass.
Hey, I am dead ass. I think I can say we are dead ass.
We're dead ass. We collectively, the three of us, are dead ass. Right?
Yeah. Because when he said, he's like, please tell me you own it. And it pained me to be like,
I know.
No, we don't.
We have tried. It didn't work. But buddy, up until very recently, we've been very balling on a budget.
No.
Like just trying to utilize every single extra dollar to gain more access to this, better quality that. And like you see the things along with like the amazing partners we have. Like we now have the access and the funds to start like taking next steps. Yeah. Which is awesome. But it really is like literally the last 3 weeks for you and me.
Who's the best construction company in Tennessee right now?
Construction company?
Couldn't tell you personally.
Maybe there's a partnership there.
I know a guy named Ford Tomlin who his family has been in like commercial real estate and construction for a long time. And I know they're very successful.
There's a ton of cranes. I was just driving down the street, like I saw some people.
Been that way for like the last decade.
There's a guy named Tony who built 505.
Who's building the new stadium?
I don't know. And these are all the questions. Like
this is where the level.
When you're like, when I'm on a microphone, people are listening to us right now, and you're asking me this question, I'm feeling dumber because I'm like,
it's
really?
not about,
no. It's like a level of like, that is something that you literally should just find out and make a relationship with. Like you see the cranes, it should click in your head. Like there's so much going on. I wonder how we could be a part of X, Y, and Z.
Hey man,
and a simple
all
question.
All I gotta do is bring me. I'm gonna be our real estate vertical for you guys. Let's go.
I love that.
Build their own House of Spears.
Hamptons 2026, boys. Yeah. One cheeky bullshit clippy question before you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you could change, go back in time and change one thing about your NFL career, what would you change?
Nothing.
Come on. There's not one thing, one altercation,
not one conversation,
one penalty, one play.
Nope.
Nothing.
Because I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have that through that.
Big butterfly effect guy. Big Ashton Kutcher guy right now.
No.
Great movie. But there's not one thing. Like, hey,
he ain't got
I'll give you one.
movies.
I'll give you one. I wish I looked left in 2018 against the Miami Dolphins. Right? Like that's a good one.
You ever get got?
I got his ass once.
Have I ever gotten got? I've gotten got, but you wouldn't have known that I got.
Hey, I got you once.
When?
Double team took you back.
When?
Miami.
Pull a clip up.
Sue, listen, we're having a good time here. But there was a couple. Me and Saffold, 2018.
Hey, calm it down.
I caught you slipping. I caught that hip a little bit. All I'm saying, everyone get. I didn't say I dumped you.
Yeah.
But you're
getting my hip. Yeah, for
got
sure.
you. We took you about 5'6".
I mean, 5-6 yards. Maybe like a yard and a half, yard and a quarter.
Come on, man.
Because I'm usually spinning out of those things. Once I feel that, I'm like, let me just go and get up out of here. I took that loss.
But you take it. Yeah,
I'm
you
tired,
take it looking
coach.
good. Yeah, you take it looking good. Hit the tap.
Yeah,
hey, let me get one or two.
Yeah, nah. But
no. You've never been like put down.
I mean, there's been some times where like I've jumped up in the air and guys have like pushed me down and got me like that, but like somebody just manhandling me. Nah, I don't see that.
Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment?
Welcome to the NFL moment. I don't think so, but
NFL,
I mean, somebody else might think so.
He didn't have a welcome to the NFL moment. The NFL had a welcome.
to
what was your sumo?
Yeah.
What was your welcome to the sumo?
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, man.
Hey, this has been an enlightening conversation, man.
Thank you.
Go check out No Free Lunch. Subscribe to it. Ndamukong Suh.
Hey,
Big
man,
Hugs, Tiny Kisses.
Are you subscribed
to
No Free Lunch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've consumed about 4 episodes over the last couple days.
I appreciate the support, boss.
I'll be subscribing after this.
Hey, you love the fist.
Yeah, are you subscribed? Oh, shit. I hope it is. All right, guys. Big hugs, tiny kisses. We'll see you next time.
Can we get a photo, you guys?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.